Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Home Theater Hub number 22. Ike, I can't see you. Can you shed some light on what's going on in this episode?
We survived what is it? The eclipse, the
Yeah, the solar
invasion,
eclipse, right? Exactly. Well, I
something.
can't see nothing with these glasses on, but I was able to see a partial
You weren't
solar
supposed.
eclipse from.
You weren't supposed to look at the sun without your glasses on. Is that why you can't see?
That's exactly why.
Oh,
So,
Or did you
no, yeah,
buy?
we.
Did you buy a knockoff glass from eBay? Now you
Well,
can't see.
Florida, we only got 45% coverage of it. So
Oh,
I don't
uh,
know what about you guys? Were you able to look
we
at?
had 100% coverage, and honestly, it was beautiful. Just all jokes aside, all
Mhm.
craziness aside, it was beautiful to just behold. I sat in the backyard of the family and we just looked, and it was wow, okay? It makes sense. I wouldn't
Yeah,
travel like some people did, but, to go see stuff like that. But it was good. I enjoyed it.
yeah. They were
Yeah.
talking about the next time if I'm still lucky enough to still make it, but still be on this earth at that time. But they were talking about that you'll be able to do totality in Tallahassee next year. So I may make that not next year, sorry, the next eclipse that happens. So I may make that trip because it's
I
not
think
that
it's
far.
like 2044 or so for the
Yeah,
US, right? So
yeah, exactly.
I think that's when it's supposed to reoccur. It looks like Paul has finally joined us. Let me pull
All
him on the
right.
screen real quick.
Yeah, let's bring everybody up.
Yep, and we got Paul and let's see, where's our special guest? Let me pull everyone on.
There we go. All right, Paul with the celebratory
hey
cracking of
guys.
the top.
What's
Yep,
up?
breaking the seal on the Thursday hub.
Is that what you had to rush off camera to go get? Because we're
Paul,
about to go live, and I was like, "Where's Paul? I can't find him."
after three or four of them, Paul's not going to need any glasses to see an eclipse. He's going to have his own eclipse working over there.
Yep, that's right.
I know, right? Did you get to experience it in Kansas?
We were like 88%. The last one that was here was way more. It was almost a total. And I was at a location when I was like 5 or 6, whenever there was one.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and that was out. It's a lot more interesting or cool if you can actually go to a place where there's zero lights out. Like that
Well,
is
Ike was in the right place.
Yeah,
so
it went dark for us, man. Like we were in the backyard
yeah.
and everything just kind of shut down. And
Yep.
interestingly, all the birds and a couple of animals around just started running, acting all wild. I was like, oh, wow, okay. They must feel something we don't feel because,
Well, they got really quiet around my area before it happened. I mean, like the whole time before it was the most quiet it's ever been outside. I'm like, wow, that's kind of creepy.
yeah. How
So,
about you, Adrian? Did you get to experience the eclipse?
I
Did you see
did.
the aliens come down or
I
leave,
did. Sure
whichever?
did. I sure did. We got about 90%. I think I'm in Virginia, so
Yeah.
about 90%.
Oh wow.
And it was nice. No, I think I saw the other one in 2017 as well, and I think the other one might have been a little more. But I don't remember. I did get a couple of pictures when it was cloudy because they would and you try to take a picture of it, it's going to blow out your the
Right.
you going out. So when a bunch of clouds hit on it, it almost looks like a crescent moon. That's how I got it. So it was fun. My daughter saw it with my daughter. She was really digging it. So it was fun.
Yeah, the weekend before we went to the Frost Museum here in Miami, and it's a science museum, so they were obviously pushing it pretty hard, for people to come watch it on their exploratory deck and stuff like that. And that's where I got my glasses from. So they were $1 a piece. I mean, you couldn't beat it. So we bought our
You can't beat that.
glasses, and Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, it was a good experience, like you said. Something different, something something that we don't you don't experience every day. So, but well, welcome back, Adrian. For
Absolutely.
those of you that don't know Adrian, he's he is from the YouTube channel Upscaled, and he's doing reviews and has his
That's
opinions
right.
and everything else. Last time we were on, we talked about a controversial subject that we're going to try not to hit on today. We're going to try to keep the K word out of our mouth today. So
No, we're not.
Until next
No.
week,
Okay.
until next.
yeah, until next week. And just a
Yeah,
reminder,
yeah.
we are going to have
Got it out of my system.
we're going to have
All good.
someone from Clyde Escape join the show next week. So,
Yeah, hopefully I got to confirm, but
Yeah.
he did say that he would be coming on, but just got to confirm with him. And so look, those of you that have questions, why don't you go ahead and email us your questions at hometheaterhublive@gmail.com, and we'll try to get your questions on for our guest from Kaleidoscape. So if you have any questions you'd like for them to ask us, go ahead and email us, and we'll try to get your questions addressed. And of course, we'll have our own questions too. So, but Adrian, what you got going on in the theater this week, man? Anything good?
I've just been watching movies. Just saw the movie Ferrari. The one with God, what's his? Can't remember his name. I was talking about this today. It was a good movie. If you like car movies, that kind of thing.
It was just
Yeah.
Ferrari. That's the title.
Just Ferrari.
Yeah,
It's
you haven't
a
seen
Michael
it though?
Mann movie. I can remember the director's name. Adam Driver. Adam Driver movie. They really
Okay.
aged him up in the movie. They made him, he's all gray and made him look a lot older because he's playing Enzo Ferrari in his 50s, I think.
Okay.
And I think he's, yeah. And pretty good. I could good racing scenes. Hey, how you doing?
What's
Yep,
going
we
on,
got
Eric?
Hey, Adrian.
joining us.
Hey guys. Just thought I'd
Just
join
talking
up.
about Ferrari,
How's everybody
the
doing?
movie.
I actually haven't seen Ferrari. What did you think of it?
I thought it was good. Some good racing scenes. Pretty. I would say probably half drama. Well, probably 60% drama, 40% good racing scenes. Pretty good Atmos track, I would say. Now I don't know, not too much overhead. More to the. I mean, it's racing, so it's be more to the side surround.
How would you compare it to Ford versus Ferrari? Oh, did we lose Adrian?
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
Okay.
he froze up there a little bit.
oh
But I
man,
think you're
Ford
back
versus
now.
Ferrari is superior, Atmos track, but
I've
not
I've
bad.
watched that movie so many times, but yeah, I need to catch it. I'm a car guy, so I need to
Yeah,
watch that movie.
Well, as far as
yeah. Just saw.
how was that compared as well?
Sorry.
The movie Ferrari, how does that compare storyline wise compared to Ford?
I mean, it's a
Versus-
different story. I mean, it's more like
Yeah.
Enzo Ferrari. I mean, you get a little bit of backstory about his how he became Enzo Ferrari and all that, but it's very very little. But it's mostly about his relationship with his wife, and I don't want to spoil it, but relationship with his wife and him racing the Mille Miglia in 1957, I think. He's recruiting a new driver, and they just kind of race that. And there's again some pretty good racing scenes. Pretty not a bad flick.
Sounds like it's more
I would say
biopic
60.
on Enzo than it is on on the car, right?
Yeah, it's a bio. I mean, it's kind of like a biopic, but it sort of chooses a specific, it chooses a specific moment in his life, and they kind of go deeper into that. So it's not like beginning to end kind of movie.
Yeah.
Beginning, but it's mostly like a period in his life, which I think is good. I think you can get a better story out of that sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm a really big movie buff. That's why I built this thing.
Yeah, no, I was I
So
didn't notice it, so that's why I was asking about it. I just was checking the K-Scape movie store, and I don't see it on there. So usually anything new pops up
that's
every
weird.
Tuesday. I'm looking at it. So I see a movie called
Blue,
Ferrari, but it's called Race to Immortality. So I don't think that's the same thing. So,
it's been
but
out on
yeah,
Blu-ray for
Yeah, it's been out for a while now, right?
maybe 2 months. I want to say
Yeah.
hit theaters last year,
yeah,
so it's
no, that one got past
out
me.
on Blu-ray. I don't think they made a 4K version though. 4K disc. Maybe that's why. I
Okay,
mean,
I don't
I know.
they didn't spend a ton of money on this one. They didn't advertise it a ton, and that's probably why they didn't do a 4K. I mean, like we were saying, if it's a biopic, I mean, they're not going to spend a ton, but it's more for the Ferrari fans. I'll watch it. I'm interested.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I mean, I
so
recommend it.
so any other movies you partake in the? What's the name of your theater? Do you have a theater name? Is it just Upscaled? Is it Adrian's
No,
Theater?
I don't. It hasn't. I haven't given it a name. It's just my theater. The Upscaled name is kind of silly. It just kind of stuck. It just, like I said in the last one, I just sort of, when I started posting to YouTube, I just thought I would like upscale like older video and make it look better using AI. This AI software called Topaz
Right.
Labs. They make this AI video enhanced AI software suite, and I just never changed the name, even though I just completely stopped. I mean, I do that occasionally. I do. So actually, some of my best videos are related to that Topaz platform. I
Hmm.
put whenever they do an upgrade, I posted a long video about that, and it gets a ton of views. And in fact, it's it's I do have an affiliate link, and it actually does get a lot of clicks for some reason. And I don't know. I think people think I do a good job with that, so they react well. And but yeah, whenever they do a big release, I do a video on it, and I talk about the video, then whatever's new, and I try to be as comprehensive as possible, and people react well. But again, I don't know. I just never changed the name to Upscaled, or like I didn't make it a more theater centric name. I just kind of kept it Upscaled.
I mean, your home theater
Uh,
is upscaled,
any
so
suggestions, please? It's like
your home theater is upscaled, right? So it kind of
yeah,
fits.
it's
It
high.
fit.
I guess you could say upscale theater. I don't know. It's like
Mhm.
pretty cool. I mean, I
Yeah.
thought I never changed it because it could feel like it could work. It's sort of like I don't want to use my name because I sort of like to stay anonymous in a way. Just I don't really share my name like freely, but that's I am I just kept it upscaled for now.
Yeah. So
But
any
anyway,
other movies that you partaked in the theater this week?
I'm trying to remember. I did see something else. I've been watching. I sometimes watch old 3D movies. I watched World War Z again in 3D. I hadn't seen it in 3D yet. Not a bad
Nice.
flick. I feel like it holds up pretty good. Got a also got. I think it does have. No, it doesn't have Atmos. But again, using the Dolby Surround up mixer, not bad.
Right.
Holds up pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed it. Oh, I was watching Looper. I almost finished that one too. I
Oh
saw about
yeah.
half of Looper with
That's a
Joseph
great movie.
Gordon-Levitt. And yeah, it's a great movie. Forgot the name of the director. He did The Last Jedi. God, he did the
Yeah.
Glass Onion movies. Can't remember
Let's
his
I'm
see.
name.
not. I'm not too
I don't
sure
remember.
either.
Let me see. Is it
I barely can remember
Rain
actors' names,
Johnson,
much less
Rain
directors'
Johnson,
names.
or something like that? I think it's
God,
Johnson.
he's a big director.
I think it's
Did a Star
Johnson.
Wars movie. Yes, thank you. That's him.
Rain
Rain.
Johnson.
Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, Ryan
Ryan. A
Johnson.
lot of it's with an I.
Hmm.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember any other movies, but I can't. I can't right now.
Yeah.
Did
So how
But yeah,
anyone
about
I'm
get
always
a
watching stuff. Like
copy
like
of the
love.
4K Abyss when
I
that
love
came
watching
out?
movies.
No, I did not. I
I
thought
got the
Uh,
digital.
I had it in my
did you?
cart, but never pulled the plug on it.
No, I need to do that because they've gone way up now. They're like the lowest price ones on Amazon are like $60 something. That's
Holy
supposed to
crap!
be just Yeah, it's supposed to be amazing, and that price is reflecting on that. I've heard lots and lots of reviews on Abyss, and and the crazy part is it was even before the 4K, and we're talking about, what is that, like a early 90s movie,
Yeah.
and the soundtrack on that is just supposed to be amazing, and I haven't watched that since I was young, so I'm gonna have to pick that up. I might drop the $60 on the 4K. There's just so
Yeah,
many people talking so highly.
Todd from
I didn't catch the title.
AV Nirvana, he actually reviewed that, and they have a section in their reviews for base hunters, and they said that Abyss was reference worthy on that
Oh yeah,
mhm.
Yeah, I don't even think you could find
yeah. I
find
love
it.
that movie.
I can't
I
even
grew up
find
watching
it
that
on
movie. I've
Amazon.
probably seen that movie 50 times in my life.
Yeah,
I
that's one I
I'll
didn't
send
buy
it. I'll
digitally.
send it to you.
the scene where they like drown the raft.
Yeah, because I'm checking. I only see a used
Yeah,
copy on
I've been wondering.
Amazon.
I don't think it's $60. It's like 35 or 20.
No, it's
Actually, I saw it for
only
28 the other
used.
day on Walmart.
Yeah, there's only a used
Oh,
copy
yeah, it's only
available.
used. I'll check Walmart. Are
Walmart,
you finding it? Did you find it new, Adrian?
I
Well,
checked
they
Walmart
sold out,
last
but they're
week.
gonna bring more.
Yeah.
They're gonna they sold out. I again I hesitated and I didn't buy it, but I did see it. I saw it for 28, I think, on Walmart, but then they sold out
I'll keep.
really quick.
Yeah, I'll
I
keep an eye
checked.
on it then.
Yeah, I checked
It's a
it in
good thing. I mean, people
stores.
are buying discs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
actually, yeah.
actually, people have been buying discs, so that's very encouraging. I checked
The
in my
scary.
local Walmart last week, but I couldn't find it, so I was like, ah, man.
Yeah, I'll keep looking for
Yeah,
it. I was going to mention though
they're
that
gonna restock them. They just
Sorry,
pulled out of their first shipment. I wouldn't drop $60 on it. They're gonna restock
No.
the thing.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
I was tempted. I was going to do it.
They're probably. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. It's a good
Yeah.
movie.
So, how
Though. I
about
mean,
you,
I
Paul?
remember
Did you check out
it
anything
holds
in your
up.
theater?
It really does.
Well, I didn't watch a movie, but I'm watching. Well, I actually watched the live action, The Last Airbender.
Okay.
So I
What'd you think
watched
of that?
I like it. I know I heard, I didn't really look it up, but I heard a lot of people didn't like it. Um, but to me, it's
Netflix.
capturing most of the. Yeah, I think it's on Netflix. It's capturing most of the, you know, synopsis, if you would, of the actual animation. So I don't mind it. Sure, it almost seems like some things are a little rushed. And or uh, maybe the timelines shifted a little bit in some instances, but it's been a while since I've watched the whole animated series. But it uh, it captures most of it. There's a couple things that are understated that the animation uh, really emphasized on, where this is just kind of like, oh, and here's this, you know, type of deal. But for the most part, it's following along pretty close. I mean, you know, for live action, you know, you can't do the same things you can whenever you can draw anything, you know. So, but animation, you gotta kind of, unless you got billions of dollars of video editing at your disposal, which
Right.
most people don't.
I might check it out. Is it a series? I think it's a series, right?
Yeah, the series, and there's only season 1, but supposedly they've already signed for season 2 and season 3.
Gotcha.
Which,
It's good. I got in good
Hopefully.
numbers.
yeah, hopefully that's means they'll do just like the animated series, and they'll have like book 1, book 2, and book 3 type of deal.
Yeah.
How about you, Ike? Anything in your theater get played this week?
Nope. Nope. We had a very busy weekend with the keto and her surgery and all that, so I didn't even focus on any of that. But hopefully, going into this weekend, I will try to watch a couple of movies because I am working on the review for the our Revolution, the 8K player.
Hmm.
So it'll be nice
Ooh.
to be able to sit down, watch a couple of movies. I'll probably end up watching Black Hawk Down again because that's like my go-to, right, for movies, for reviews and all of that. It looks like we lost Eric, but yeah. So looking forward to trying to catch a couple of movies this weekend. Hopefully, at least 2 of them.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah,
Yeah. So have you guys seen The Contagion?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's an
It's a
older
long time,
movie.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Uh,
movie.
I actually
I've seen
watched
pretty much
that, and
every.
it. Go ahead.
No, I mean I've seen pretty much every movie, but yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was.
Jude Law's in it, and
Matt Damon.
I
Wow,
forget her
yeah.
name. His girlfriend
Yeah,
plays-
Oh, I
I
do
watched
remember
that.
this one. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I watched that with my wife the other
The
day. I
start of
actually was
COVID, I
listening
totally
to.
rewatched.
Yeah, I was listening to DJ's show, Brightside Home Theater, and Steve on there. He actually recommended this, and man, it's very eerie how a
Yeah.
movie from like 2011 can come out and it be so spot on with all the same events that happened in COVID. I
Is
mean,
it
Yeah.
in
it was
4K now?
like no 4K.
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
No, it does.
No,
I
my
just
my
checked.
But
wife and I watched
It
this.
does have 4K. Sorry, Eric.
No, that
Go on.
it's 2011. But my wife and I remembered because I looked it up and I saw the cast. The cast plus COVID made my wife and I watch this. I think it was about 2020, 2021, and it was exactly like Matt Damon has a line in there is like a pandemic could hit at any time and it could become
mhm.
global. Like
Yep.
you're 100% right. It's really eerie to watch because there's just it was obvious even to Hollywood there was so much that was known, and obviously scientists knew, but that stuff happens. They're just yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
and
we can talk about
you
that
know,
for an hour, but it's crazy.
yeah, no, it's just the I guess it's the protocols that are set in line to handle this type of stuff, so that and then obviously the people involved with the making the movies get very granular with the true aspect of doing of this stuff. But you are correct though. It was due to be released in 4K the year that COVID came, the prior year, the year that COVID came out. So
Oh my
Wow.
they
gosh.
actually pushed the 4K disc all the way until like a couple weeks ago. So you are correct. So yeah, it was it's in 4K, and I bought it on the Kscape and watched it with my wife. It was, like I said, it's a good watch. It's just very eerie to watch how a movie from 2011 literally fell almost 100% in line with COVID. So it was just really, really, really weird. I also watched one other movie. I couldn't sleep, so I turned on the Apple TV Plus and The Little Things with
Ah,
Denzel
Oh
Washington.
yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah,
It's
so
with Rami Malek. Sort of like I think I remember they wrote that screenplay in the 90s
mhm.
and they like shelved it. So it sort of does. It feels like a 90s movie. Did you kind of get
Yeah,
that vibe? A little.
yeah, absolutely. It was all the cars were older, everything was older, but it was actually made in 2021.
Yeah.
So it's a great movie. I watched it. It was that's right up my alley. I like the thriller, who done it, killer movies. So I like to try to guess those type of things. And so I was up till like 2 o'clock one morning just watching that, and my wife was looking at me all funny because I was playing it in the room. So, but
It's funny you bring that up because my wife and I literally just watched that movie this last weekend. Like I'm sitting here just with a little grin on my face. I'm like, that's creepy. That's weird right there. We both just watched that. That's funny.
well,
It is a good movie. It is a good movie though.
yeah,
It's not
it
bad.
came across on on the Apple TV Plus. I was looking for something, and they were like thriller, killer, and I was like, "Oh, I can't press play fast enough." So
I
those
almost
are
didn't. I almost didn't want to watch it until I saw the cast. I saw Denzel, and I'm like, all right, well, we're gonna watch that. It
yeah,
just happened to pop up on a feed I had, so
yeah. There's very few movies that guy has done that I don't like. I mean, there's like very, very few.
I can't even
So
think of one.
I
I
agree.
can't think of any. I
You're
think I like
right.
all his movies, but
yeah,
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah, I mean, even the Equalizer movies were good. The last one was pretty solid. I thought it wasn't going to be good, but it turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Equalizer 3.
Yeah,
Yep.
for being the third one, they're keeping it going. It's
For being a
John
third one,
Wick
yeah.
style.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. It was pretty good. Good setting, in Italy, I think. It was not bad. Pretty
yeah.
solid flick.
I didn't like the Fences one, so I'm looking at his
Yeah,
movies
I
here.
was thinking about that one. I mean, it's sort of like an Oscar Beatty,
Mhm.
I mean, it was like again, I've seen it was adapted as from a play, so it's sort of like takes place in one setting. So it's hard to make that exciting, I guess. But
Right,
it's all
exactly.
about the. I mean, I think Viola Davis in it. No, not Viola.
Yeah, I don't think I've
The
seen
other,
that.
I
I
forgot
haven't seen
got her
that
name,
one.
but she's
So
the
here's
force
my opinion
actress.
on that. Sorry, Adrian, I cut you off. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I think it was
No,
Viola
go ahead.
Davis. It was Viola Davis in that one. Yeah.
I think she was. So here was my take on that because I'm from Texas and never even been to the East Coast. This is an East Coast based story. So the way
Mhm.
that I took this was a cultural based lesson from 60, 70 years ago and what blue collar went through. That's the way I took Fences. So I enjoyed it from a storyline perspective and learning about the culture of, you know, what they were going through at that time period in that area, and with the cultural implications that went into, or the racial implications that went into it. I enjoyed the story, but it's a story. It's one of those you have to enjoy a story based movie,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't like I disliked it, you know what I'm saying? But it was not one of my favorites that he's put together. So, but I mean, this guy's
You
got
got him in the right mood.
movie
for that
after movie,
movie.
and so, but yeah, no, so that's what I watched. It was on my sound bar, very low, with zero home theater experience,
It's probably why
but.
you didn't enjoy it.
No, well, not Fences. I
Oh, okay.
enjoyed the other movie, the smaller things.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. So, but yeah, no, it was.
Speaking of
It was
soundbar, how far along is your theater?
so I'm having dilemma. I hired somebody to do. I didn't give them any money, but I hired somebody to do the drywall. They told me they'd be here in 2 weeks, which would be this weekend. So I didn't do anything. I had 2 weekends off that I could have hung drywall and got a bunch of stuff, and I didn't have anything going on in two of my jobs. So I actually had some free time for the past 2 weekends, but because I hired somebody, I didn't do it. Now I can't get a hold of the guy. So I don't know what's going on. I text him, he texts me back. I know he had to go to Peru, but he so I don't know if he's going to ghost me or what he's going to do. Either way, if I don't
Yeah.
hear from him, I'll be working in there on Saturday. So just
Okay.
Don, can you remind me where are you located?
I'm in Florida by Boca. So a lot
Let me
of people
see if
know
I've
where I
got.
live. I know where a lot of people know where I live at. Unfortunately, for a bad event, I actually live in Parkland. So
I
Yeah.
just wanted to bring it up because Miguel was hanging. He already finished insulation and he was hanging drywall today.
nice.
I don't know
Nice.
if they finished today, but they'll be done before next weekend and
Yeah.
probably be mudded and ready to paint next weekend. So he's gonna get ahead of you. It's not
He
confirmed yet, but
I mean,
I was going to add.
he only
pay people
started
to do it, right? So
from a dirt pile, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask Don, do you want me
When
to
you have
poke
a whole
around?
crew doing it, he's got no excuse. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you got one person doing it, there's the excuse. So
Yeah.
and I'm going to show you what I partook in this weekend.
You know what they say about excuses.
Monuments
So,
of nothingness.
so that's what I
Is that a
partook in
cruise?
this
A
weekend.
boat?
Yeah.
What is?
So this is the
that a
Miami
cruise?
shoreline. So I was on the Miami shoreline all this weekend. So yeah,
Nice.
it's family first, like I said. So
Very cool.
Speaking of
I've been on
cruises,
some.
that's where I'm gonna be. We're leaving tomorrow, so y'all are gonna miss me next Thursday. I'm gonna be on a boat in
Oh,
Mexico.
that's
So
a long cruise, man.
yeah,
That's
I'm
a
going
whole
for
week.
7 days. So
Oh,
we do one long vacation a year, and it's gonna be 7 days with Perry. Is
nice.
that Samuel? What brewery is that? I've never seen that label.
Samuel Smith. It's actually a really good brewery. They have it's organic. Everything that they do, it's supposed to be organic. I don't know how true that is, but the chocolate, they have a chocolate beer that's not like sweet. It's like an actual chocolate that I
Like
really
a porter chocolate.
uh y- yeah, but it's like it's natural in a way that it's not like you're eating like sweet chocolate or anything. It's almost you drink it and it's almost like a powdery texture feel, if you would, like you're actually having like legitimate like cocoa powder or
Like semi-sweet. People don't realize cocoa's not or chocolate's
oh
not
god,
naturally
yeah.
sweet.
I
Yeah,
don't yeah, I'm a
yeah.
85%
we're
or
we're we're 100% off topic at this point, but
yeah, but yeah. You got to show the sponsor. This is the sponsor
This
of
is
the
this is not sponsored by anybody.
no, we're all fueled by alcohol. All good, man. But yeah, I'm excited to go on a cruise, leaving out of Galveston, and this is how lazy my wife and I have gotten. So we would drive. We're in Dallas, so we would drive down from Dallas to Houston to Galveston to get on. It's about a 5.5 hour drive. We stopped doing that. Sorry, I guess
Dude, you're
it's a regular
lucky
thing
right
now.
there.
Oh, that's awesome. So, is there a theater
You were
on
going to
the cruise?
say something crazy and she snuck up on you. Lucky you, Eric.
Yeah, I
Lucky
know, right?
you would have been murdered live on YouTube.
So I
I
share
think
this.
she does it on purpose. She knows I'm on this thing. Sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
I share the screen.
Okay. Let me pull up the screen.
So that's where I was. I was at the Frost Museum.
Is that your Atmos
And
speaker? What was that?
I know, man. I was like, that looks like a speaker, man.
Nah, it's
so
like a radio tower.
this is what I partook in. Let me show you something else here. That's my rack.
Oh, nice.
So
It's a
when I
nice
was
rack.
there, they had a room for the kids to play in, and this it had 15 Christie projectors
Oh yeah.
to make this
What?
this scene here. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So
That is.
so yeah, they had
That's not
15
like
Christie
painted on the wall. That's
projectors in there.
reflected.
Yep. Yeah, they all blended in on this long raw wall for the kids to play in.
Deep pockets.
In the floor.
Gotta be deep, those pockets.
Yeah, yeah. On the floor, they had like lily pads that moved, and the kids could jump from lily pad to lily pad and stuff like that. It was really cool. Birds were all flying on, and this room was like 30 feet long, so it wound up being, you know, like a whole play area for the kids and stuff. But yeah, it was in the dark. It had the JBL uh, pendulum speakers all hanging from it. So I was geeking out in here looking at all the Christie projectors and everything else like
So
that.
wait, Don, are you saying all of the images that we're seeing here on all the walls are projected?
Projected. Yep.
Oh wow, they look like paintings. They look like
Yep.
murals. That's
Let me see if
amazing.
I know. That's
I've been
Let
to
me
a
see if I
couple
can
art.
share this one
Christie
other one.
projector. What is that, like 30 grand
Yeah.
each one, or?
Shit,
Yeah,
Oh, they
it
go
was.
way up.
they go all
Oh
the
yeah,
way up.
Yeah,
yeah.
they
They
go
can
into
get
six
into.
figures,
You
high
said
six
5?
figures.
You can get one for a couple million,
Yeah,
legitimately.
they have
Yeah.
The
all price
projector,
points.
one of their higher end projectors generally starts at 300 grand, and that's without the lens. Then if you
Oh
want,
my God.
depending on
Come
what
on,
you
come
want,
on. You can get one for 200,000. Come on now.
like I
I'll
said,
take
the
it.
higher end ones. But yeah, I've been to a couple art galleries that do that, where they have all the famous paintings, and they'll display them with projectors, and they'll display them. They'll literally tape a screen on the floor and kind of make the art gallery interactive.
That's
And give you
crazy.
storylines, and you can sit there and watch the whole,
So
you know,
yeah, so
history
you
of.
see the lot, you see the white up in the ceiling, right?
Yep.
Those are projectors
Mm-hmm.
shining on the floor. Over on the right hand side, where above this lady, there's a couple projectors there that are shining on the walls, and then there's one up at the very top that's shining on that shining on. That's actually my wife there, and shining on the wall, showing all the trees and stuff at the far end. But yeah, they had like the lily pads and water. The water would ripple, so it was super
Wow.
cool, super cool.
That is
Wow,
amazing.
that's
So,
wild.
yeah,
That's wild.
So I'm bringing it back to some home theater here by talking about Christie projectors.
Oh,
So
it looks like we got
That's wild.
someone. We got someone in the green room.
somebody knocking.
Somebody knocking. Somebody live
Ooh.
from Exponer.
All right, well,
Let's
stop sharing and bring them in.
Yay.
Oh gosh, this cell phone makes my face big.
What's going on,
What's
Giles?
up, Giles?
see, we just thought it
Hey,
was your
everybody.
head that made your face big.
It's all that traveling, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're here at the show. We're here at Expona, and the stuff is happening. Stuff is
Very
happening.
good.
Everybody's getting set up. Kicks off tomorrow. So super excited. It's gonna be awesome.
Yep, definitely looking
That's
forward to
awesome.
it.
That's in Chicago, correct?
Yeah, it's in just outside of Chicago in Schaumburg, Illinois.
What hotel is that at? What hotel is that one in?
I think it's the Renaissance.
Okay. Yep. Same one. So I
Yep,
went in
same one.
2018.
Right
So
on.
I went
Nice.
to Expo in 2018. When I was there, there wasn't much home theater stuff there, but there was Emotiva had a room with Atmos, and JTR also had a room. So it was
Sure. Yeah. I don't think there's any JTR here this time. Maybe. I don't think so. But a lot of stuff.
Yep.
a lot of stuff, a lot of gear,
Yeah.
a lot of people.
What are you
Absolutely.
looking forward to viewing? Any particular? Have you been to any of the setup rooms yet?
I've been helping Stark Sound get everything going right now. So I've been here for most of the day, and their room is ready to rock and roll. I'm going to go down and see Thomas Kiss's stuff from AV Luxury here pretty soon, and of course, some of my favorites. I want to go see the Borison stuff. That's going to be out of control as always. So I mean, I love it all. I love it
Okay.
all.
Yeah, you must have met Joseph, right? Siphonics at Stock Sound. I think he's shooting at Stock
Um,
Sound right now.
well,
Yeah, I was just looking at my link.
yeah. So there you go.
I was
You
just
like that?
asking about you, man.
I was just looking at the message right now, seeing if I
Oh,
have my link. I'm like, oh yeah, the show is on right now.
yep.
Yeah, so small world. Let's see if I can get us both in here, something like that. I don't know. There we go.
To
Yeah,
get closer, get our both.
yeah. I know we can
Yeah,
create some friction.
you guys look alike, the Bald brothers.
Exactly. The more handsome. I mean, this is how it is. This is how. I wish you guys were here.
Yeah,
Look,
that would be fun.
Yeah.
looking at before and
John
after.
Jackson.
That's what we're looking at.
Right on. All
Yep.
right. Hey, so I have to jet. I just had a few minutes, but I wanted to pop in and say hi to everybody. Thank you for the invite,
Yep.
and keep your eyes peeled for show coverage.
Absolutely.
Will
So
do.
those of you that don't know, go to Giles McCoy and Symphonics Audio. Go over to their channels and check out the Exponent coverage. We're going
Exponent.
to talk a little bit about that too. So
Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
All
the
right, take
stock
care, guys.
sounds, Joseph. Yep.
Yeah.
All
thank you
right,
so
see ya.
much, guys.
All
Thanks
right.
for joining.
Yeah.
See ya.
Very
That's
good. Very good. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about Exponent. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. See what we can do here. Talk a little bit about some Exponent coverage there.
Yep. Looks like. Yeah, that's the one event I haven't been to. I don't know if I have any interest to be there, but I think the timing just wouldn't work best for me.
It's mostly a 2-channel event, is it
Yeah,
not?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
So when I went, it was as I mentioned, it was in the hotel. It was probably 20 floors of all different rooms throughout the hotel, and it 99% of it was 2 channel and headphones and speaker homemade speaker cable and stuff like that. But there was a couple really really nice rooms that I went to that were there. I kind of told the story before about how this guy was wanting to buy a pair of these. They're called MB. I forgot the name of the speaker, but they look like domes, man. I mean, they're just amazing looking, and they sound phenomenal too. But they were probably $500,000 for the pair of those speakers. The whole rig setup. I listened to a Sonos Faber setup that was probably close to 400 grand. That just blew my balls off. To be honest with you, I mean they were just phenomenal, you know. But 400 grand, you know. So,
it's
but
a,
yeah,
a
yeah,
vacation house
exactly.
somewhere. Somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but you know, it's a good atmosphere. People were good. If I had to compare between the two, this was more like the Florida Audio Expo that I went to. Exponent is exactly basically the same, but since I'm a home theater enthusiast, you know, I really enjoyed M Wave. It's been by far my favorite show to go to so
Yeah, I
far.
want to go. I wanted to go this year, but I can't. I booked a trip around literally like the same time. So
Hey, you
I
know,
definitely would
family
want to
first.
go one day.
Family
Yeah,
first.
family,
You
and it's family trip. Family trip. Yeah.
gotta take your vacations. So let's see what
I'll
they
be
got going on here. Any names that pop out to us for exhibitors? We got
Yeah, I looked through that list and I couldn't even recognize anybody there. It's like,
Yeah,
wow.
so it's
I
a, it's
got
a lot of
Yeah.
2-channel audio.
Yeah, there's Arkham. I think there's
Arcam.
Arkham's. There's Anthem is also there, and or Daisy or whatever. Yeah, or Daisy is there.
There's a lot of speaker cable
Yeah.
focused companies. That's surprising.
Yeah, like there were rooms after rooms after rooms of speaker cables when I was there. Exponent was bigger than the Florida Audio Expo, I believe. They got Cambridge Audio there. Let's see, I heard a Campfire.
Yeah, that's a really, yeah. I mean, it's a 2-channel focused lineup.
Yeah,
That's
it's all about the cables, man.
I got Golden Ear. There you go.
Golden Ear, yeah.
I got some
Gishelli
Golden Ears.
Labs.
So
GIK Acoustics is there.
Yep.
So that's one thing that I
there
was
was
asking Michael,
several.
you know, to get in M Wave is to get they got Shoe, right? HS Shoe.
Yeah, that's the subwoofer company, right? They make
Uh-huh.
subwoofers, right? Yeah.
They make
Kef.
speakers as well.
They make speakers too, but yeah.
Yeah.
I know them more for their subs.
Kef
A
and
lot of
Kanto.
there's a lot of acoustic companies in here too. Wow, that's an unusual.
Oh, Legacy.
Legacy Audio is there.
Yeah, that I've seen. They make pretty speakers, man. But I never heard a pair.
Magnet.
I've seen them on
Martin Logan
sound and advertisements and stuff.
Macintosh.
monitor.
Oh yeah, those are good. I have a pair of
Next
their
level
subs.
hi-fi. I don't know if that's actually that may be the company that actually sells gear, not actually Next Level. So because it's called Next Level Acoustics, the company that made that subwoofer that Giles reviewed.
Pass Labs.
Pass Labs, per listen.
I'd be willing to bet that a lot of these brands that we're not recognizing are just really niche two-channel
Two-channel,
companies.
definitely. Yeah.
PS Audio.
Yeah, I think PS Audio had a live stream I was watching earlier.
RBH.
There's Cubuzz.
Cubuzz.
RBH and Rel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, shit audio. Sennheiser just came out with those new Momentum 4s. Sonus Faber.
SPL. Stereo Integrity. There's a lot of.
Hey, Lindorf is there.
Steinway Lindorf.
Yeah.
Wow, is there a company that actually had the balls to name themselves Stereophile? That's
Wow.
crazy.
Our buddies,
Isn't that
SBS.
It might be a publication, right? I don't know.
It's a magazine. Yeah.
It's a magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
So it's
Okay.
not, yeah.
Yep. Some of those. Yeah, that's exactly. Yep. I have a lot.
Title.
They're older.
Hey, finally Sound USA is there. What's up, Chris? My Home Theater? Hop on the show, man. Hop on the link, man, if you're free.
Come on, you got the link.
I know you've been busy with that
Let's
live stream
start
setup.
Adrian's tour here. So
I know, right?
Got Yamaha.
Skip it. Well, of course.
No, I mean,
they probably have pianos there.
I'm
Like, oh, this
So,
is
yeah,
how.
so that's,
gonna try getting one of my.
This is how real music
I'm gonna-
sounds.
Do-do-do-do-do.
So Friday, I believe it
Pretty cool.
starts at 9 a.m. for registration. Exhibits open at 10, and it goes to 6 p.m. And then Saturday, same thing. Registration at 10, and then on Sunday opens at 10. And my experience with these shows are, if most of them start tearing down around noon, 1 o'clock on Sunday. They start packing stuff up.
Well, yeah, there's maybe 30% of the population that's there on Friday and Saturday.
Right. So
I'm staying for overtime for M Wave, though. I'm gonna go see Ryan's room.
oh, nice. Yeah, that's right. You
Yeah.
get to. I'm trying to get some press.
$200 for a VIP. I'm cheap.
I paid for 3 rooms. Unfortunately, Ryan's wasn't available, so I'm doing Jonathan's and 2 other ones, but I'm trying to get some press privileges to go over and shoot Ryan's. So, being a content
Do you have the
creator and all.
flexibility to be there on Monday?
Not Monday. Maybe I wasn't going to leave till Wednesday morning. So,
Well, I meant Monday after the show.
I don't know. I have to see my wife's schedule.
Well, hit me offline. If you can be there, I can get you there.
Cool. So yeah, Expona, that show is going on this weekend. If you're in the Chicago area, make sure you go over there, check it out. Give us some, give the 2-channel some support. There'll probably be some form of home theater set up in there also. But,
Okay, so let's get to Adrian's home theater.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
All right. I don't know how to switch the. Should I hang up from my main
Yeah,
camera?
You can. Yeah, I can just. No, that's fine.
Oh, okay, you can switch
I'll
it.
mute the main camera, and then
There we go.
and then
All right, I'm going to
I'll
stop sharing.
switch.
So go ahead and
Yes.
pull this off.
Yeah. So now we got you.
Okay, cool. So
Very
let's
nice.
start with the rack.
I'll put you in full
Can
screen.
you hear me?
Yep, we
Yep.
hear you.
Absolutely.
Loud and
We'll
clear.
come back to the pièce de résistance.
I like
here.
that carpet.
Yeah,
I
I noticed that as well. I really did like that. It's got a cool design.
Hey, it's upscaled, man.
And I think I saw Def
This
Tech
is,
Center.
Yeah, this is a lot of dev tech stuff. This is my office. This has
Nice.
got an 7.2.4.
Is that the new
heights.
Sony?
Huh? Yeah, it's a 5000. It's the new 5000 ES.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I
How do you-
reviewed it.
How do you like the setups that has a lot of setups in there?
Oh yeah. There's I got it. Yeah, I mostly game in here and watch TV, put on the news while I work, kind of thing. And let's go to the rack.
Oh, I like that basement, man.
Yeah, well, we didn't know we were getting a tour of the house, but this
Man,
is
that-
keep going.
That's something we don't get in Texas, man. Basement homes, man. I wish we did.
And there's my Zydu Apple TV. There's a sheet up there. This is the receiver for the master bedroom. This is the sub amp for the family room for the in-wall subs. This is the receiver for the family room. This is the receiver for my rec room that you just saw with the arcade machine. This is the video distribution unit. It's called an Atlona. It has, I think you can put up to 8 inputs into it, 8 HDMIs, and have up to 10 outputs. So I feed everything into here, and then I can put it on any of these like receivers.
You know,
So-
ever since I saw that stuff on your channel,
there's
I've been looking for it.
There's Anthem, AVM 78K, and my 2 Emotiva amps, 17 channels of amplification there.
Wow.
That's got the harmony there, and you know. And I have, there's my control for like the brains, I guess the processor, whatever it's called. I forgot the name of it, the actual name. Like modem. This is for my Wi-Fi setup here.
Cloud key, Unify cloud key. I know what that is.
Xbox, just the simple UB420 4K Blu-ray player because it's for a projector, and you don't need Dolby Vision, so this is fine. I got a couple more. Got another Apple TV back there, another Shield. This stuff is like for the house. This is like this I do for the house. I call it for the house. That means it's going through that distribution unit.
Yeah.
Old PlayStation 4. I have an audio matrix down here. That's for whole house audio, and it's all controlled on my Control 4.
So, are you running? I see you got some tubes in there and all that. Is that plumbing or is that what you use to use wire?
No, this is plumbing stuff. This was actually we expanded this closet. I actually covered it on my channel. This closet used to be
closed,
like go up to here, like
Okay.
and the racks were actually like facing sort of like sideways in here, and there were doors going into the theater, because that. And hold on, my wife just texted me. Okay, I thought she said she was going to tell me to keep it down. Here, let me. Here, we'll cover that, and I'll answer any questions you got.
So that the audio matrix.
Yeah.
What brand is it?
It's an Episode. It's it's a like a distributor brand. It's not like a consumer brand. You have to buy it on like Snap AV or something, and you got to be like
Yeah.
you got to buy from a third party, like a dealer guy, and
Yeah.
it's an episode. It's you can actually buy these at Lonas through there too. Even though I bought this one on eBay, this typically goes for about 10 grand if you buy it new. I bought it for 4. So
Yeah. And
so
the Atlona passes 4K, right? For the
it
video.
can
Okay.
it can do 4K. It's supposed to do Dolby Vision, but up to 30 hertz. But I can't get it to work. It can only get HDR10 to work, which is okay. I mean,
Which
I'm
is
fine
okay
with that.
for a projector, right? So.
No, I mean, this is for the TVs around the house,
Oh, okay.
like that. Yeah, but I can show it on the projector as well. But I
So
have separate sources for the theater because I want to have the best quality because this is
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
is gonna
it's
sort
gonna
of
downscale.
it's
Yeah.
impression. It's sort of
so
How is this all
let's get this
how is
straight.
this controlled?
what?
Let me get this straight for receivers. You got the Onkyo, the RZ. You got the Yamaha.
Yeah.
You got the Sony.
No, it's a Denon.
Well, the Sony's in the other room, right?
Yeah, it's in the other room.
And then you have the Denon. So what is your main source for the theater?
Oh, it's an Anthem.
Oh, so we got an Anthem too.
Yeah.
My bad. I
Yeah, his rack-
thought Giles
his rack is
had
packing,
a
man.
lot of receivers and
This
gear.
is all being used. Though. This is all being used. So
His rack is packing, bro.
it's
This
got,
is not what I expected, to be honest with you.
no. This is not expensive. This is expensive. Let's be. This is Control 4 is expensive because it costs.
Right.
It's like $3,000 to buy this thing, but it costs more to like program it.
Exactly.
And stuff. So
Okay, so that was my question. So you've got Control 4 home wide that's controlling all of this.
yeah, I'll show you that in a sec. Let me go over here. Let me show you the rest, and then I'll answer questions.
Well, let's see that setup too. Look at that.
This
It's
is
got
the
some
Rec Room
cubes.
Theater. This is a 7. No, it's a 5.2. 5.2.4. So it's got 4 heights. See, I went with height. I didn't want to have a ton of stuff in the ceiling. I got. There's obviously no walls to put surrounds,
Right.
so I had to go with the in ceiling heights, and I didn't want to have like a ton of 6 speakers on the ceiling. So I just went with heights for the Atmos speakers there. And here,
Adrian, I gotta make you laugh. Somebody in the chat just said you've got 80.4.12.
Yeah, speakers.
Come on, bro. That is awesome.
something like that. And I got that's the bar TV again. This is all I can have like a game on here and 2 games for that video distribution Lona thing, and over here. This is sort of like a guest room, but I sort of also use it as my 2-channel setup. But it's also a theater, so I got another receiver down there. That's that's just a basic Costco Onkyo. I think I bought for $400. It's one of the best values in AV equipment. Period. Full stop. And I have this is my dad's old Macintosh that he gave me. This is from the 70s.
Ooh, 2100.
Nice.
And I got it, even though,
you got the tuner there too, the Macintosh tuner.
I got this is a tube tuner. It uses, it's tubes. It actually takes a second to warm up. If you turn it on, it takes like a minute to warm up.
Yep. Nice.
And it looks like you got the gold mirror Tritons. Is that what those are?
Yeah, these are Triton 2s.
Triton 2s. That's the sole reason I went to Exponent, because I wanted to hear those.
They are surgical. They are so good.
Yeah, I will agree. They are very good.
The thing about it is you don't need a Macintosh to power these things because they got built-in amps. And I have them on an amp switcher here, even though they're it's probably be a no-go for a lot of purists out there. But I can switch it over. I can switch the Tritons over to the receiver. and I got
And
that's a
what about
head.
the center there? Is that the Super Center?
That is not the biggest one they make. Now they make a bigger one. At the time when I bought it, it was the biggest one they made. It's like the middle one.
Right. And what these
It's
have
got the
what like I think they have 2 6x9s in the top for bass or something like that.
I think they're passive. This one's
Okay,
all this is all passive.
I see.
The theater one is powered, has a powered sub, but I'll show you
I
that
see.
later.
They've
And
got
these
a
are my
lot of similarities
these
to
are Triton.
that.
These are my good old Triton 7s. These are the first ones I bought, and I love the brand so much that I went with I bought the Triton. See that? What a waste. It kind of bums me out because I know that they're like totally good enough to like be. They're really good. These are really great speakers. They go down to about 30 hertz too, and they're passive.
Wow. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like the Triton. I like the Golden Ear speakers. They do sound really well. I actually thought about doing the Triton 2s. I thought about buying 4 of those and
They
using
raised the
them.
prices, man. I like now they're legitimately kind of expensive. I bought them when they were much cheaper. So when they were
Is that a turntable player? What model is that?
a what
A
turntable?
vinyl record player? Yeah.
That is a project debut. It's not
Nice.
expensive. It was probably like $500, but it's got a carbon fiber tone arm.
Nice.
It's fine. It's got a pretty good cartridge. It's got an Ortofon Red, I think it's called.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, I know I got this all running on a Harmony, and you know, got just an Onkyo CD player down there. So I think I got it set to transport as a CD transport to the Onkyo, and then I have it also running RCAs to the Mac over there. So CD transport meaning like I use the optical.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, let's go to the theater.
Let's do the theater, man. I'm
I
enjoying
know,
all the
right? I'm
rest.
like, I wonder what else. I wonder what's in the theater.
Got Trigger over there.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I'm just impressed by the fact that I'm trying to get carbon fiber trim on my car, and he's got it on his record player. That is
Now,
what
did
is the
you make
0
a
to
vid-
60?
Did you make a video modding that arcade, your pinball over there?
I did.
That's where I've seen you. Okay. I was like, you do. That's where I think I've seen your first video. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I made it that's an old video, and that didn't get a
Yeah,
ton
yeah,
of views, but
yeah. That's that.
it was a
Yeah,
passion project.
yeah. Okay, but that was
So
like, man, I've seen you before, but it wasn't registering that it was from something
yeah,
totally different than this.
I'm actually building
But
another arcade machine soon, but this is an upright like arcade machine, and I don't know if I'll make a video about it. I'm not gonna like. I'll make a video. I may make a video where I like just talk about it after it's done. I'm not gonna like go over like everything like I did in the other one, but yeah, I'm gonna try to back up so you can kind of get a view.
So
dude, and
let's
I'm
start
in
with
for
the
this
screen.
because I think we have similar speakers. I think those are 8,000. Oh, sorry. Start with the screen. I'll shut up.
Screen's
I'm all
165.
excited. It's Def Tech. Nobody has Def Tech. Sorry.
Everybody, and there's nothing wrong with Def Tech. I mean, they're fine, and
There's absolutely not.
there's nothing
So
wrong with Def Tech. They get I've heard, a lot of people talk about the new tower. These are the 8080 STs, so these are 3 generations old. A lot of people say that the new ones are like blow your mind, can like do any, like can go toe to toe with any other speaker out there.
yeah.
Like the
So
new one, even
Adrian,
these are fantastic.
I'll tell you, I've got 90-60 left, right, 90-80 center,
That's what
90-80s
I have.
for my rear side and rear surrounds. I've had audio files in here that have $200,000 theater rooms blown away by Def Tech. Like their
I know.
flagship stuff is amazing, man.
Yeah, these are the big ones. They're older than yours, but these have the 12-inch subs built in.
well, the guy that made Golden Ear made those speakers too, right?
Yeah,
That's what
and
I
the
was
same-
asking earlier because I was like, there's so many. When you were talking about your golden ears, I'm like, there's a lot of similarities between DefTech and
I
Goldwing.
guess I
didn't
guess
realize
I'm so old. Still can't get over when people say DevTech. I'm like, what is DevTech? Because it was always definitive technology.
Definitive, yeah.
It was never.
Yeah,
I was like, what the hell's DevTech? And then someone said, I was
yeah,
like, oh,
definitive.
okay, what?
It
Like
rolls off.
I'm so
DefTech
old.
just
It
rolls off the
No, thanks
tongue,
for
never
but
throwing
called
that
it
out
that.
there. No, thanks, Paul, because we're probably losing people. So thank you for that.
so
Yeah, so
okay.
let's
So
talk
the
about the
screens are,
screen and the front stage and go
yeah,
back.
screen is 165 inch. It's an Elite Screens. It's not like a crazy expense. It's not cheap. It was like I think it was like 850, it was under $900. It's a white screen. Obviously, since I wanted to I wanted to project a 165, and I'm not buying a $20,000 projector. I mean, I got a UB Epson 6050 UB up there. You can't see it too well, but it's there. And it's I needed gain. I needed positive gain. I couldn't have, so I went with a white screen, and I got the 1.3 gain screen. So this is plenty bright for
So
given the
what's the room dimensions and what's the throw distance on that?
Okay, so dimension. So it's about 20. It's over 21 feet deep and about 21 feet wide. So it's a squarish room. It's not quite a square. It's not a perfect square. It's a little. I don't know. Remember but it's about 21 by 21, but it's not a perfect square.
Okay.
And so it's a big room. I mean, it's got enough room for the 5 seats, and steps on each side, and plenty of like space between the speakers, so you're not like being blasted with the sound in one ear. Which my old theater was sort of like that. My back surrounds in my old theater were like here, like really
Right.
close to the back row. And obviously, when I had when we built this house, I had the opportunity to like build this room and design it from the ground up. And knowing what I knew back then, and maybe having a little more of a budget, I could kind of like think about what I wanted to do with it. Even though, it's like very expensive. I feel like I didn't go crazy. I could have gone way more crazy, like
Right.
way more crazy. Like all the choices I made, I feel like are really, really good. They're not like top of the line stuff, but it's like really good stuff.
Yeah,
I can start with the
it's
screen.
where you got the top of the line before you start getting to those diminishing returns, right? So
That's what I wanted to do. I just want to, because I've heard. I mean, is spending 2 or 3 times more going to like give me that much more joy when I just want to sit down and watch a movie and just be enveloped in the movie experience? I don't need. It's not going to be 2 or 3 times better. It might be 2% better, maybe 5% better. Maybe if you spend enough and you tweak it just right, it's 10% better. But it's never going to be 2 or 3 times better. And it's all about if you got the money, go for it. But whatever. This is what
So since you got subs there, we'll get to your subs in a second, but are you running those DefTechs? Are you running them full range, your LNR?
I think I'm crossing them over at 80, but I'm also running an LFE cable into them as well.
Okay.
So they're getting crossed over. They're getting crossed over to 80, but I'm also running the LFE stage as well.
I see.
LFE cable. So I'm running a splitter. But again, these are 8080 STs. DefTech, they got the 12-inch sub. They got these models. I think they're 5.25, two 5.25. So Diapolito array. I guess that's what they're called. So they are mid tweeter mid, and back here you got a tweeter and a mid, and it's the last goes out the back. So it's sort of in the newer ones you can have it full. You can have it 0-0, but this is 6 dB in the back. And again, I kept this wall here like completely unobstructed without any absorption, just to kind of like allow the sound to bounce out. And that's sort of even though I'm using towers, and yes, these speakers are much higher, like these backs that are there. I wanted to, I didn't want to like I wanted them to be all in line, so to sort of look better. Even though I should have probably brought down the wides a little bit, and I should have brought down this back surround a little bit more,
Right.
but I sort of wanted to keep it all like, nice and clean. And I don't think it would have made a huge difference anyway. I just wanted to keep it all like clean and
Yeah, I
like
did
level.
mine in steps. So I have the wides the same height as the fronts, and then the
Yeah.
direct side surrounds same heights as the towers also. And then the rear for the back row, I stepped up like 10 inches, 12 inches, something like that. So yeah, go
But
back to
what I
go
was
back
going
to
to go
this
with this is
go to
since
this. What's going on with the center channel there? What's the DefTech center channel?
Oh, that's the same channel that the other gentleman. I forgot your name, man. I'm sorry. The
It's
other gentleman
It's
has.
all
He's
good,
the
buddy.
9080. It's got two 5.25-inch mid bass drivers, an aluminum tweeter. It's got an 8-inch sub, powered sub, and another in a passive radiator. I think it's a little bigger. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the passive radiator. I think it might be the same size. I'm not
It's the same
entirely sure.
size.
I actually had to.
Yeah.
I made a video about it, but I actually had to replace the amp, the amp on this thing because it, stopped working. I noticed because I ran I think I ran Odyssey, or no, I ran it on my Pioneer, which I forgot the name of the MCAAC or something. I think that's what it's called. And it was like crossing over the center at like 160 hertz or something. So I was like, what the hell's going on? So then the sub had blown. But yeah, they replaced it
I
for
will
free.
say, Adrian, if I could give a caveat on that, DefTech knows that their amps are a weak point right now. It's something they're working
Yeah,
on, and it's the best support that I've ever worked with any of these
I
speaker
agree.
companies. When I got with them, I was like, dude, I tested it with REW. This is where it's crossing over. There's a problem here. I've got extra amps now. Like they send you amps. They know. Like they're
Yeah,
working on it. They just send you amps. They don't care.
I
So
think they sent it. I think it was free. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was free. It was under warranty. So
they've sent me two amps for my towers. I haven't had a center channel issue yet, but you call them up and they're like, dude, I crossed it over. It's a problem. They just sent it to you. There's no questions
yeah,
asked. No cost. It's awesome.
So that micro is just looking lonely right there up front in the
yeah.
middle.
I'm making a video about it. It's looks so small. It is small, man. This thing, but it's not bad given how small it is. It's pretty good. Pretty good little sub. If maximum wife acceptance factor. That's my pitch
Yeah.
for that thing.
What's a?
That is
I mean,
just
it legit looks like a toilet koozie like cushion.
yeah.
What
Yeah,
is
let
that?
me
Like,
know.
legit, what is that?
That's the SES Micro 3.
I know, but
SES.
what is the thing puffing out on the front?
Oh, I have
That's
no
on the
idea.
back.
At the back, I believe.
Oh no,
Oh, it's
yeah.
the port.
Those are the sides. These are there's two 8-inch subs
No,
on
I
each
was looking at
side.
the
So
back. Sorry, Adrian. I was looking at the back when we were just looking at the back of it.
Yeah, it's.
okay.
I think it's the port.
It's the port. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the front stage. These are SVS PB3000s. Fantastic. My philosophy, a lot of people are different, and a lot of people want to go bigger and better. I think this is like the sweet spot right here because it's like 80 pounds. It's hard to even move these things, but when you go beyond this, it's almost impossible. You actually need a lot of help and stuff. But I like to be able to move them. I can actually maneuver these things by myself if I need to, and put them somewhere if I got to move them out of the way. So this is like a good solid sub, I think, personally. But
Yep.
and these are bass traps, basically. No, these are the only bass I have in just in the front. I just have bass traps there and there, and that's it. These are, and then I have just absorption for the first, for the first reflections here, just, and then I got some diffusion. These are some old monitor speakers, DefTech monitors that I've had for ages. I think they're the monitors 55s or something. Sound pretty good. These things, I really like them. They're pretty bassy too. These are just forgot what they're 2D diffusers. They're
Are
Right.
those DIYs or you bought them? What brand of?
GIK.
Okay,
GIK.
GIKs. Okay.
I didn't do anything. I just bought them, and we got somebody to very precisely hang them up, and again, and these are like the SR 9080s. I think I've had them since forever, and I always liked them, and they always felt like they looked like a theater speaker. So I don't
The
know.
panels that you have underneath of those are 4-inch or 2-inch.
These are these here.
Yeah.
These are they're like almost 4. Yeah, I think they're like 4. Yeah,
They're 4 inches. Look for.
Yeah, they're 4. They're thick. They have the GIKs. They have a back. They have a built-in like gap. So like the actual
panel is
the
not
actual
on the
material
wall.
is like maybe 2.5 or something, but there's a built-in gap, which is good.
Which is what they're supposed to have. Yep.
Yeah, they're supposed. It's better to have a bit of a gap, and they built in the gap for these, and and we have a bar here, which we can bring out. This is a newer edition. My wife wanted to say, it's like, what if we have more people? And I'm like, well, 10 people's a lot for a theater. but
hey,
the compromise. I compromised because she wanted to put like a bunch of chairs behind here and stuff. I'm like, no, man, that sucks. I don't want to do that. So we compromised and did this. So, but yeah, we would bring it out so you can face the screen and drink a beer or something, that kind of thing.
Not a bad idea though. I like that idea.
It's because they were actually the doors to go to the closet doors to deal with the rack were here. So now we had like space to do something with it. So we just did that, and then I added the Star Wars poster, and now these are 3D diffusers. These are also from GIK. I forgot the name. They're called quadratic maybe. I'm not sure.
Quadratic diffusion.
Yeah, quadratic diffusers. And again, these are my back surrounds, the same as the 2 sides. And I got some SB 2000s back here. These are not the pros. These are like the pre-pros. So they don't have like the app support. It's all knobs and stuff. But these things go deep. 10 hertz. These things hit 10 hertz. Legit. 90 at 90 dB. You're getting 10 hertz with these things. They are the most deep subs I've ever measured in my life. They're like, the PBs are 18 hertz if you're lucky, but you get more output at 18 hertz and then they kind of fall on their faces because they're ported. But a lot more output. So these are probably anchoring the bass, obviously the PBs, but these, man, they really make your seat vibrate really well.
Which one were those?
The SB 2000s. A lot of people say that you're not supposed to mix. These are sealed and those are ported. The way I see it, I think bass is bass, but people say that's a no. I think it sounds pretty good. Sealing.
It's usually just trying to get them to blend together because of the port tune and stuff like that. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, I know, but these are I've taken measurements and it sounds to me it sounds pretty good. Like I haven't even gone.
I would challenge to like who would be able to tell the difference if you didn't know what was in the room and you shrouded the subs. Who would tell the difference? I don't think I would be able to.
And I got the ceiling. They got some absorption in the ceiling there. Oh yeah, and there's a little bit of glare, but up there, those are my in ceilings. I have 6 of them. They're identical, and these are like LCRs. They're not like coaxial. Is that the word? Doesn't have the tweeter. There's a mid bass, a tweeter, and a mid bass in these things, and I think they're 5 1/4 inch. They say it's more like 5 inch. They're small little drivers, but they're not. I have a thing about like I don't like in ceilings that have like the tweeter embedded within the driver. I just don't like that. So these work. These are more like in walls, but I put them on the ceiling, and there's 6 of them. And but yeah, that is for. I think that's the seats. The seats are Seat Crafts. They're pretty cheap. do the job. They're all plugged in and they all recline and they all do a pretty good job.
Now, did you construct the theater yourself, or did you have someone do it? Was it a
I mean,
DIY project?
when we built the house, I mean, me and my wife, we had a builder, and we said I wanted to have it was like part of the build contract to get the carpeting, the steps put in, the trim, all this trim and stuff. And the painting, when we painted the theater black, that was all extra because the original contract, the theater was gray. This theater was like a dark gray before, and
Mm-hmm.
now it's all like super black. Like is
So,
black.
what did
Black
you
is like
use for paint on the walls?
it's a Benjamin Moore color. It's just called black. I think it
Okay.
is literally the darkest color they make. It's got a LRV of 4.5. It's really low.
Yeah.
So you would have to go with like velvet or like some material, fuzzy material on the walls to get it lower. But yeah, it really did help. Really did help.
Yeah, I like the fact that it matches your panels. I mean, it's
Yeah, I mean,
they're-
the panel, it looked cool before, but the panels like look great. I mean, now it just looks like it looks like a theater. It's like it looks legit.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
so
definitely looks
we got a
phenomenal.
question for you. So, what distance are your seats from the screen, your front and back?
Oh
row?
yeah. So the fronts. Let me see. The fronts are about I think 13 or 14 feet.
Oh wow.
Something like that. I think it's like 13 feet. No, maybe it's definitely not it's more than, I think it's like 13 feet.
Just lay on the ground and roll around and let us know. No.
It's a good amount. It's like 13 feet, I'm pretty sure. And the back seats are about 16. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it
No,
looks like looks like
16,
about 5
17
feet
feet.
between there and the back wall. So that's about
17 feet, yeah. So and there's 4 feet, about 4 feet from here to there. So yeah, about 17 feet. Yeah, that's 17 feet. And the throw distance from the is about 18. I'm gonna say, yeah, 18 from the projector to
So
the screen.
what remote are you using on Control 4? What are you using for your theater with the
I have
Control
2
4?
options. Let me turn these lights off. There's too much glare. So I got a tablet, obviously. Oh, no, don't want to do that right now.
It's time for an update.
Yeah. There's the theater. That's the Control 4. This is just an Android tablet because you can run the app anywhere on your
Right.
phone. So it'll look about the same. And this is the I think it's the Neo. This is the
That's
the
not the most recent remote, but the one before that, right?
no. This is the most recent, but it's not touchscreen. They make it
Okay.
touchscreen. This is the Neo non-touchscreen, so it works with the buttons.
I see.
And I have ones that are like, I also have the touchscreen ones. I have 2 of those as well, like one for the rec room and one for my family room. And yeah, they work great. The battery life I wish was better. That's my only complaint. Battery life could use some improvement. But I just turned on Zydu for no reason. There you go. so yeah, good. The theater the projector just went on. Let me think. Did I miss anything?
How'd you like that 6050 though? It's really
I
good,
love
right?
Yeah, man, this thing it's a workhorse. This thing, it does the job. I love it.
Yeah.
That's the one you got, right, Paul? The 6050.
Yep, that's the one I have.
I want to have 3D, and to get 3D in a JV, I guess the MP5 has 3D, right? Am I the JVC?
All the
mod.
models of the JVCs has 3D.
Have
The
3D,
Sonys
But
do not.
I don't think it's as bright as this one though. I wanted brightness.
Right.
Yep.
And
And that's a 16 by 9 screen, correct?
that is 16 by 9. My argument is
What size is it?
165.
Oh wow.
Man, I
Damn.
wish
So
I went
he's-
for a bigger screen, man.
Yeah. So if he's doing 165 and he does a constant height in there on that. He's only losing about 8 inches on that 16:9 screen. So
Yeah, it's
to be
150,
Mhm.
156, like in scope.
Yep,
So it's still pretty big. It's plenty big. It really is.
absolutely.
So you get best. I get best of both worlds. My philosophy with like scope is like to do it right costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always use lens memory, but you're losing resolution, right? I think, yeah.
Now, do you
When you,
do any masking or anything like that when you play
I
like a
don't.
240 or anything?
I really don't. I just don't. It's it's. It doesn't bother if the gray bars are like. I mean, with the black walls and all the black in here, it's actually not bad. The black levels are solid. It's really not bad. Here, I just see. Oh yeah, there you go. You can see what I've been watching.
He was
So
watching
there's
Looper.
there's Looper. I was not lying.
There's the
And
Full Metal Jacket that you were talking about.
and then I got I love Zydu. I mean, it's solid. It does, it works. It works. You can play 3D and does Dolby Vision. It does, even though there's no, the projector doesn't do it, but I have other stuff that can.
Dude, what's that device that goes in between to allow you to pass Dolby Vision, like the Zoom or something like that?
HD Fury
The
will
Yeah,
HD
allow.
HD Fury. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the Zydu has. See, okay, the Zydu. If
It
I
has low
play,
latency Dolby Vision. It has LLDV.
it does.
Right?
It does
Yeah.
have some. It has something that can kind of. What the hell? Let me show you. Let me just.
Yeah, it has the I think it has the LLDV. I tried to use it though, but it wasn't. Yeah, the
So
low
when I go to
latency.
if I go to HDR and I go down to this,
Yeah, it has that.
I have it selected. So Dolby Vision for Dolby Vision content, use the VS engine, the Dolby Vision VS engine thing, and that does its like tweaking for Dolby Vision.
I
It
see.
also
Like built,
it also has the low latency LLDV option
Yeah.
that wraps Dolby Vision in
There's
HDR10.
there's also a thing that you can do for people if you go into your settings where you just were and you go down to your EDID
Yeah.
and you basically select Samsung or something
Sony.
that
Yeah, I think Sony or
that
Samsung.
allows Dolby Vision and you hit play on your movie, it will show the Dolby Vision logo on your 6050 for those
if you
people that are.
this engine works well.
Mhm.
Another this I just leave it. I haven't messed with that. I mean that I didn't know about that. That's really, I'll have to check it out. But again, that engine thing, that Dolby engine thing worked pretty good.
The nice thing about I think the HD Fury, I need to get one, but I think you can set it to where you can limit it'll take your Dolby Vision and restrict it to whatever your
To the output of your projector. Yes, you can select the max. I think it's the max CLI and minimum and maximum.
Yeah, so that
and
way
you can set
you'll
the needs to whatever.
So it'll give you a better Dolby Vision because it sets the reference, kind of like on your, and I'm sure you have this on your 6050. If you go into the dynamic or the the range for the color spectrum from 0 to 255.
Yep.
Really, you need to set that to 16 to 235 because otherwise you're not getting black levels for the first 16 steps of any media. It will, if you set that to 16 to 235, your black levels will increase by like threefold watching movies.
Do you mean that's not it. I know what you're talking about. The setting that's meant for computer displays.
Yes.
The color space.
Yeah, the color.
Find it. I forgot where it is.
But
I think I have it set to like TV. You said
you got to change that to 16.
16 to 5.
Yeah, I used to have it in my old theater. I used to use a home theater PC, and I would use it at the 0 to 235 or 255.
Yeah, but even
255.
then, the content that you're playing on the computer still doesn't send out.
trying to remember
It
where the hell.
doesn't like convert it, so it's pretty.
If I
Yeah,
play a movie, will it be like demonetized or something?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
probably want to mute it. At least mute the volume.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I don't need to do that. I'm trying to. Where the hell is that?
I mean, we're not monetized anyway, but you know.
Oh, it's either in advanced
You might just get flagged for
or
copyright.
it's in go back and go to Signal. I think it's in Signal Advanced or something like that. Go to Signal, go to Advanced, and then video range. Yeah, your video range.
Video range, it should be.
Yeah,
it's at I
lock
got
that 16 to 255. Yeah, is usually what you'll do. But that depends on the.
I think I have it set on the Zydu like that as well.
Yeah.
So,
And that will increase your black levels because a lot of people will do PCs or whatever, and it's like no, because that's
The color range is different.
Unless you're playing a source that the reference is 0 to 16, it's not the same. Anyways, it's just one of those things where if you wanted the Epson line to look worse, you set that to 0 to 255, and it's like, oh, look at how gray it is.
I got it set there. Set.
Yep. There you go. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
But yeah, I left it on auto, and I'm pretty sure that for most circumstances,
yeah, if you have your source set like that on the Zydu, it takes care of that. Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Try
to do it from the source, right?
Yep.
And and with this screen, I can run it at medium, and it's fine. And medium power consumption.
Dude, I run mine on eco just because I'm sitting right underneath the projector because the fan kicks on the minute you turn it on to medium.
Medium, I mean, medium isn't that bad in my opinion. But...
No, it's not. It's really good actually. It's better, but I'm just like, oh, I gotta run eco.
Yeah, because your seat is right under the projector.
Yeah, so. It's literally right underneath it, so the fan kicks on. It's not loud comparatively, but it's
pretty close. But it's not too bad. And I got the absorber right here, the sound absorber. So maybe that'll help. But
so where's your money sit? Do you sit on the front row or the back row?
I always sit in the back. Even in like a normal theater, I'm in the back of the theater. Like if I go to like a movie theater, like not even my own, I'm always in the back.
So
the front works fine.
You calibrate for your MLP at the back.
Oh yeah, that's where I go. And
did you use ARC to calibrate?
I do.
Okay.
I do. But again, these are, since I have 17 like bed layers, 11 bed layers. These are like These are like the same signal.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing because I don't have Trinnov money. I don't have Storm Audio money. So this. Adrian, what I was thinking is, and these guys, I know Paul's kind of talked me out of doing this, but I was thinking of putting a mini DSP, splitting that side surround out and adding delay to the back speaker to see if I could the back surround, see if I can generate it.
Like it would only work if you don't move, right?
Right.
If you're always sitting in the. I mean, do you have 2 rows or? Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm having 2 rows. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like I don't even bother. Like, I actually don't even tweak. In my old theater, I would spend hours upon hours trying to get my bass response just right. And to be honest, I haven't spent more than like 30 minutes. I've taken measurements. I'm like, that looks pretty good. It's like, and I'm done.
Hey,
I'm like, I'm
at some point you do have to put the tweaking down and enjoy the content, right?
Yeah.
For some people, it's the journey. I'm like, I'm at the destination. Like, I just don't. I don't want to. I want to be done with the journey, and that's why we sort of rushed and got it all done. And because the old theater, it took me 8 years to get it to that, almost 8 years to get it to like the final state point. And this one is just, we just rushed, did it in months, and that, you know, now I'm like, I don't want to mess with it anymore. I'm like done.
I agree. I agree. So do me a favor, talk a little bit about this package, the GIK package that you got. Did you consult them? How did you go about that?
I did not. I didn't consult them. I just, to be honest, I just listened to like Audioholics. Their pod, you know, they had like 2 or 3 long podcasts where they talked about with Anthony Gramani,
Right.
and they just talked about acoustics for like hours, and I
Mm-hmm.
just listened to them and just took, you know, I found like one image that sort of that he said this is like a good recipe for like good room acoustics. And I just took that image and just tried to, using what GIK had, try to get to it as close as I could using their stuff.
I see.
You know, obviously it's a little different. He's got some, I think he's got some, he had some like diffusion in the ceiling. I didn't do that.
Right.
I just went with, I kind of got as close as I could, because he also talked about like percentages of like absorption per wall. And you
Right.
may think that I have a lot, but this is actually a pretty big room. And it's like for the ceiling, for instance, I think I have 400 and something square feet of ceiling, and
Yeah.
I'm only absorbing 32 square feet of it, because it's,
Right.
you know, four times, yeah, you know, 8
Yeah,
times,
you got like 421 square feet is what you got there. If it's 21 by
yeah. So I'm
21.
only absorbing what, 8% of it, 7%,
Right.
and the sides are I'm doing a little bit better. I think I'm close to where I'm about where he said it should be for the side walls, and the front wall. There's just nothing really. There's really nothing. Just a little
Yeah, I
bit
was
for the.
curious because I mean you did a great job setting this up, and I was curious if you consulted, because I know GIK, they will actually give you
Oh,
free
I know.
consultation, to
I
do
know.
this.
I just sort of. I did my research, and I sort of knew. I mean, I had done my old room a little bit, not to this extent. I only did absorption in that one. I didn't do any diffusion, so I sort of had an idea of what I wanted to do, and then again, I watched them talk about it for hours, and then I just sort of figured it out. And
Well,
then
those 2D
again, that was part of
2D
my journey.
diffusers that
My
you got
journey to
floor to
this theater
ceiling.
was years long. It took me years to
Yeah.
get here, because a lot of it was research that I did from before. Like, we decided we were going to build this house, we were going to build the theater. So I started doing research. And then like a year out, maybe like 8 months away from the move, I started buying stuff. Like, started buying all the stuff. I bought the Anthem. And I actually installed it in the old theater, did a review on it and all that. So I was like, whatever, I might as well buy it now. And I was actually waiting to see if Emotiva would actually, because they promised that their top of the line processor was going to be able to process more than 15 channels, but they
Yeah.
never did it. And that was, had they done it, I would have probably gone with that, because I wanted
Yeah,
to have
28 channels. They
side,
were promising 28 channels.
but they never did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on.
Coming
And
soon.
they
4
never
years
did it.
later.
This never did it, and they stopped. It's like buried in their website. Like,
Yeah.
you can find it a little bit, maybe like a half a sentence about it, but it's not. They're not really advertising it. I don't think. They must have come up with some kind of problem with doing it
Well, there was
or something.
I mean, I think it would take 2 separate chips for them, right? So they would have to put a whole nother uh, chip in there too to be able to do it.
If they put it out and they got it out, if they got it out on the market for $7,000, I think people would buy it. Because that's what I think.
There's
Under
just
$7,000.
there's just been a lot of issues with that what is it, the
The
RMC one.
software. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
just
a
been
lot
a
of
lot
people.
of
I mean,
issues with the
another
might-
turnoff is the interface is sort of old looking, and I mean the Anthem has no on-screen menu. It's just like it's all on the app, or it's on your laptop or on a computer. Really, you have a limited. I mean, you have just volume. It just tells you the volume and the input. Now it's on Zidu, and But the Anthem's fantastic. I
Yeah,
really think it's a really solid
that
processor for the money.
web interface for the Anthem is really good though. The
It's
software,
fantastic. It's really
I
it
love
makes
it.
up for the
Yeah,
it makes up for it. It's really good. It
eh,
makes up for the fact that it doesn't have on screen. I wish it did.
yes.
So what
It
about
was sort of,
which one do you have? The 70 or the 90?
I have the 70.
Okay.
I just again for the bass, I'm splitting it. I just use splitters, and for the PBs, I can go on the app and tweak it a bit. So, sort of fill in a little bit with it, if I need to. But I haven't really gone into that.
So have you ever done any measurements for like your decay time, your RT60
I
or anything
did.
like that?
It worked. I have some of my last video, my last tours, 2 tours. I actually post a before and after, and it's definitely flattened it out and lowered the decay time. It was
Very
it had a bit of a hump, so it's sort of like how this goes down like this. It's like, and then
hmm
in the old theater, it's hard to see, it's a little choppy, but it sort of had a hump. But in this one, it's like it goes down and it's like nice and flat. It's like
Very good.
it's almost the way it should be, like perfectly. It's not
Nice,
like,
nice.
I wouldn't say it's like perfect, but it's like really good.
So those of you that aren't subscribed to Adrian's channel, make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe to it. Check out his videos. It's Upscaled.
Yeah,
Is the
I'll put a
Upscaled,
link in
yeah.
the chat. I'll put a link in the chat now. So
Thank
make
you.
sure you guys go over and check him out. Subscribe to his channel. Show him some love. So, but yeah, I mean, this theater looks phenomenal, man, and that's the whole reason why I reached out to you, right? I saw your theater. I saw a post that a video that you did on it, and reached out to you, and I mean, it's just gorgeous. I love the carpet. I love
Yeah, the
everything
carpet
about it.
really.
I'm
It
not a
looks.
huge fan of all black theaters all the time,
Yeah.
but I mean, this just looks great, man. I mean, it really, really
See,
does.
that's the
It
he
looks really
did it
nice.
really well because here's the thing. Although the walls are all black,
it
it's
doesn't
not all
feel.
black.
Yeah, it doesn't
The
feel all black.
fact
Yeah,
that the carpet is a light color, but yet it is whoever did the design. I don't know if you chose the carpet.
Well,
Is really good because
my wife helped with
it
the carpet.
okay.
She
Well, you
found
can
it
tell her
like
she has a
perfect.
designer's eye because what it does is it brings contrast to the room, but yet it complements the black walls.
Yeah,
So it makes it a very cohesive flow. But like
I love
what people are
these
seeing
studs.
is they're not seeing black on black on black on black,
yeah,
but yet it's still, hey, it's still very aesthetically pleasing, not just a black hole. And that's all because of that carpet. I can tell you that right now.
Oh no, I love it. It's one of my favorite parts of
It's
the
an
theater.
amazing, and the light wood, like anyone in the home theater community would tell you, no, not that,
No,
no, don't do that.
it's
But dude,
beautiful.
that looks amazing. It is
Yeah, I agree.
spot.
I would have never have touched that. Like, I don't care how much it would have brought down what the reflections back to the screen by like 0.5%, maybe.
Yeah, like
It's not worth it. It's like,
0.001. It's like, oh no. But dude, the aesthetics of that, just the floor alone, makes this look amazing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love
no,
And the layout of the acoustic panels, I've just been admiring it, man. I'm like, man, that's one
yeah.
of the cleanest lineup of acoustic panels I've
Yeah.
seen, man. Like it blends
It-
right into the walls.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was. It took me a while. I was like, I was going with like tape and just okay. So this one goes here, and I was just, and then I sort of, obviously, I had to make a few like last minute changes because I bought some other bass traps, and they were like triangular that fit direct, within the corner really
And the
well.
wedge. Yeah.
Yeah, like wedge shape. But then they were like really flimsy and I wouldn't recommend them. So I just went with their thickest. Actually, the ceiling ones they're the same. They're the same ones.
So what
They're
are they?
the
6 or
thickest.
8
They're
inch?
the thickest ones. I think they're 6 inches or something. And
Okay.
and then obviously there's a big gap behind it, so that's that's helping with the bass as well. But yeah, that's
Right. So, what can you go to the 2D diffusion panel, because I'm interested in those. I
yeah.
want to see how deep, or if you can guesstimate how far off the wall do they come, because I got 4 inches that's going to go behind my 4 inches that's going to come off my drywall to put acoustics in and speakers and stuff.
They're. Let me see. They're. I mean, like, how far off the wall are they?
Yeah, if you
Like,
could if you could
there's a bit of.
guesstimate.
There's maybe a half an inch, maybe a quarter of an inch, depending on where it lands.
And what's
Maybe
the
at the very
depth of
top, it's
them?
about
Like,
half an
are
inch.
they the same depth as that panel that's right next to
I
it, the
think they're about
absorption panel,
6
or would you
inches as
say?
well. Even though that Anthony Gramani said that they should be 8 inches or even 10 inches because it just like diffuses better. They didn't have that, so I just went with what they had.
I see.
So I just went with
So
the
in all, it's
whatever.
about 4 inches off the wall,
So
front to back.
no, I'm gonna say no. They're about 6 inches off the wall.
Okay,
These are about 4. These are like these guys are like 4.
I see. Okay.
The so these are about 6, maybe 6 to 7, if depending on the gap. There's a bit of a gap behind it.
Yeah, so I wouldn't
So
be able to put that behind my fabric. Then it would stick out. It
oh,
would
you're gonna
protrude.
do like fabric. Wow, I thought about doing that, but that's beyond my skill set. I
Yeah,
couldn't figure that out.
I'm gonna give her a whirl. I mean, it's gonna be after I get the drywall set up and stuff like that, and
You
get all
can
the speakers
do.
go.
You might have to go with just like quadratic, but these are thick. These are even deeper. I think these are
Yeah,
like 7 inches, maybe 7 or 8.
I know they put
Uh,
diffusion behind those panels all the time. So
you can
behind
do
the
it.
fabric, so I just got to figure out something that's
G
thin enough and functionable.
GIK sells panels like these same panels, but with the scatter plate. I
Right,
don't know how beneficial that would be because we're talking about like a quarter of an inch of scattering. It's not going to do very much, in my
right.
opinion. So I don't even know if it's worth the extra. I don't think it's a lot of money to add per panel, but it's not deep enough. I don't think like you need like because we're talking about like we're trying to like change the direction of these sound waves, and you just need enough. You need some spacing, some
Yeah,
here it sort of like hits and evenly distributes it, I guess. Um, and it even though they say it does help with the bass absorption, I guess, to a certain level as well. But I don't know. But here in fact I don't think these are even quite deep enough. But they're definitely. I mean, at the deepest here, we're talking I can fit most of my hand,
okay.
and here it's like maybe to my maybe my second knuckle, and here it's even yeah. So there's I'm sure there's some science to these things. I don't know exactly how, but this is shallower and they're all
Yeah,
like
I
at
think
different
for different frequencies. Yeah,
depths. They're different depths. They're little holes, channels or
yeah.
whatever they're called.
Are you able to turn the overhead lights off, just so, and shine your camera at the screen so we can kind of get an idea?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can. Here, I'll change this screensaver thing. I can lower the volume and play a movie for half a second. Here, I'll just mute. Where's the mute button? I don't even hit it ever. There. So I'll just.
Yeah,
There
is
we
there
go.
a mute button on this theater? Nope.
I rarely hit the mute button. There, just so I can do the front lights. Takes a second there to spin up. Got to spin up the hard drives on the server and all that stuff. Well, I didn't show you guys the server, but let me skip a scene or so. There you go.
Oh yeah, that's got a good picture.
Oh yeah. Let me lower the. Yeah, I got no volume going on this just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and this is 1080p. This movie, but the projector like does its little upscaling thing that
Right.
that the TVs can do. It actually looks pretty sharp.
It does look very nice. Very
Yeah,
nice.
I like it.
Well, we definitely appreciate you showing us your multitude of theaters.
I got like the I'm not gonna go upstairs right now. The kids are asleep, but the theater, there's a family room theater as well. That's all. It's an all in ceiling theater. Like, and I did it. I feel like, well, let me get back on the main camera, and then I can go back to there.
Yeah. How about your server rack? Your movie storage. What do you use?
Here, let me just. Should I just hang up in this one? Okay, I'm gonna
you
go
can
back to the other one.
You can hang up on this. And I'll switch us back. And Eric did leave, so.
No, did this thing die?
Yeah, your camera's off. Yeah, it looks like the battery went down. It's been plugged.
Shit.
It's fine. You can just jump back on your phone.
Back to the phone. It's like, dang it. Yeah, that's my luck.
That's what happens when you get all of us.
Hey, sorry,
together.
guys.
Stuff just keeps. We run the batteries down, right? we got the show going so long. We run all your batteries down.
Yeah, I'm going to just switch him over to this.
There we go.
Yeah, let me flip the screen.
Yeah, your camera's dead.
I'm
so
on
I
my
just
phone
switched
now.
Yeah, that's fine. That works.
I don't know how to flip the screen, but here. I don't know how to do it.
Reverend Slim, are you referring to Don's background? Yeah, those are some Govey cotton lights.
Yeah.
Oh, here. I think I got it. Front.
Yeah, you can just flip.
There you go. There.
Yeah. And it's a blank screen, but
it reconnects when you change the camera. It drops.
Yeah, it drops you whenever you turn the camera.
That's weird,
right?
Like,
that is one thing.
Oh, there we go. Hi.
Sorry. That's one thing that I think they need to fix in this application.
No, but remember, we've had one or two occasions where it didn't hang up, right? That's what I don't understand. I feel like it might be if it's like maybe is anybody using an Android phone?
Could be the device.
Yeah, I think it's probably iOS that it just doesn't work because we've had a few people come in and switch. We just never know what device they're using.
That could be.
Yeah, so for your movie storage, Adrian, so what do you use? Do you use a NAS drive or?
Well, it's sort of okay. So I started with a NAS drive, like not even a Synology. It was like a Western Digital thing. It's called the WEX4 or something. It's really old. Like we're talking ancient, this thing, and it still works. I had to replace the fan on it once. That one holds about 34 terabytes. And that one I have like my like HD. I got more HD movies. I moved all my 4K stuff off because it's not terribly fast. Maybe you got like 40 megabytes per second. It's enough, but it's still. I have another. So I built another server. I just built it myself, and I just run Windows on it, and I just like shared my drives onto my network, and made my own, like sort of like NAS using Windows. So it's just a computer that's running all the time. And on that thing I have I just added it all up. I have 165 terabytes in total.
Wow.
And
I'm using about maybe 60%. So I got a lot of room left. So
you are using a lot of room. 60%. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, 4K movies take up a lot of room, and I use 3D takes up a lot. With 3D, when you play 3D, when you rip a 3D movie, it's like we're talking minimum 30 gigabytes per movie. Yeah. Typically, sometimes they're a little less, but they go up to 40, 38, 40 gigabytes.
So they're pretty big, and I have maybe about 80 to 90 of those things at this point. My 4K collection's about 230 something, maybe 250, and a lot of HD. You know, a lot of just good old fashioned Blu-ray quality stuff in there. One thing I do is I don't, when I rip an HD movie like a Blu-ray, I typically re-encode it to H because it's H.264 and I re-encode it to H.265 to save space, but it
Yeah.
keeps the same quality. So I just do like 50% less bit rate because if just to save the space. And if I'm only going to watch the movie like once in a blue moon, it doesn't make sense for me to like waste 30 to 40 gigs on like one HD movie because our codecs have gotten better over time. So I just do that.
Yeah,
So
go on. No, I was gonna say there are only very few movies that I really get crazy about wanting 100% quality. For many of the other movies, it's just like, look, if it's clean and clear enough and good enough for me, that's good. It doesn't have to be, you know, that perfect quality. Nah, just
yeah, I
just
hear you.
really good.
But what I do, I keep the when I re-encode it, I keep the lossless track and all that it looks the same. It's just taking up less than half the bit rate, about half the bit rate. So I usually cap it out at 13 megabits for the video, and I keep the lossless track. And then it's the same. It really is the same. Maybe a little bit of posterization when you watch a video, a little bit of like that compression noise, but it's rare, And it sort of goes away when you use a slower compression method. But for like once in a blue moon, kind of like I'm going to watch the movie, it looks fine. It looks really good. You would never tell the difference most of the time. But for 4K, I keep it like I used to do the compression thing just to save a little space before I did my big like server upgrade. But now I just don't. I just like because the only way to keep Dolby Vision on the file is to rip it full. You can't alter it, or you lose the metadata.
Yep.
So that's something I do. I just don't. I just rip them now. Whatever. If they're 70,
So are
80
you using
megabits,
MKV for that to rip?
yeah, make it can be. I also rarely use DVD fab. I like to make MKV more.
Yep,
So
that's what I use. And I've actually donated to them. I don't know if a lot of people have done that, but I've
I did
actually
too. I have the
purchased.
license.
Yeah,
I bought a license, or I did
it's
donate.
cool.
I
It's
don't think it was
cool.
like
It's
40
cool that
bucks.
it's in beta. Yeah, but it's like, man, that's something that after, a lot of situations like that where it's like, oh, it's beta for this, and then it's like a horrible product, and you're just like, hell no. And then they're like, oh, we're gonna lock it down, and you're never gonna be able to use it again. They're like legit, and it works, and it's just like, man, you almost feel guilty not donating to it. It's like, man, you guys have done an amazing job at this.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
The only the occasionally you find a disc with like 100 different versions of the movie. That's pretty rare. And you got to go on a forum and figure out the right one.
Lionsgate, or you can do the hack where you can look at if you can't find it on a forum, you can actually play the movie, and there's other software that you can actually view that tells you what file it's actually playing.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's how they're doing that. Like, you'll play it, and then there's other metadata file programs that will basically show you, oh, you're playing XX800, and then you'll know, oh, okay, that's the one I need to grab. So, like,
Yeah.
all Disney movies are 800.
Yep.
Sony's are, there's a lot of Lionsgates are the ones that you'll have the most problem with.
Oh yeah.
That's
I
the
came
ones that
across.
have like 1,000 different ones, and all it is like one extra character
Like,
or bit on a database. So that's all they're doing, right? A lot of people think that it's like, oh, it isn't one for one because whatever. But in reality, all it is a big database table, and it just has like, oh, also play this one,
Segment.
pixel over here. Yeah, one segment, which might be like one frame. So they're literally making it look like, oh, there's 80 gigs times 1,000 on this disc. It's a Blu-ray. There's not,
There's there's limited
that's
space.
not. It's just database sort of driven, almost like a. It's not a database. It's more like an LDAP type of situation, in the background.
Yeah.
But I love backing up all my stuff and having it because I like watching movies just like everybody, but I literally got to the point to where I'm like, I have 3 copies of Ready Player One because I couldn't find it in my stash. I was like, oh, I want to watch this again. And I was like, shit, where is it? I was like, oh, I'm going to have to buy it because I had so many movies, like rows upon rows upon rows of movies. And I'm like,
I do take care of that. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah, I was able to keep track up until about 1,000 movies of what I actually had and what I didn't. But after that, I was like,
you're more organized than
this?
me. I lost track at about 600 or 700. I'm like, damn it, I don't even know which box that's in because I don't want to display 600. I used to do that, but then it starts to look cluttered to me unless it's. I just don't want all that shown. Like I wouldn't mind a few like maybe custom cases or steel box sets out, but not in my living room. I like your one. My old theater in my house in Indiana looks like your the one with all the in walls. That's almost exact. I didn't have white. I had cream walls, but that's exactly what my old theater looked like. All in walls. Everything was flush. Like you didn't even know there was subs in there or anything, and it was pretty cool.
It was sort of mandated, let's just put it that way, to get.
Right.
I mean,
I love that look. I do.
I think it's fine. I prefer like in-room speakers. I think they're just better, even though there are pros and cons, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm not such an audio purist or nerd. No, yeah, I love audio, but I just not. I mean, it's all for the enjoyment for me. I don't need it to be perfect. I've sort of given up. I'm never going to get it perfect.
Nope.
I've resigned myself to thinking like that. And I'm just here for the enjoyment. And like I said, I'm at my destination. I'm just here to enjoy.
Yeah. And I think last week when you were on the show for the first time, you mentioned that, you use your theater almost every night, correct?
Almost, yeah, pretty much like I try every 2 to 3, minimum two times a week, minimum.
Yeah.
Like I'm in there and I've been doing it more because I'm just addicted to this room. This is like the coolest room I've ever been in.
Yeah.
I love this.
It's definitely beautiful. You did a fantastic job on it. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there wasn't a fingerprint on any of the equipment in the equipment racks.
Well,
there was.
I recently dusted it, so pretty good. And I tried.
It was like the guys that
thing
put the vacuum marks in the carpet, right? But
that was hard because they kept everything we kept the racks intact while they did the renovation in the closet.
Oh wow!
They just covered it in plastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was a huge pain in the ass to get it, and the amount of white dust, because they literally broke walls down and to expand that closet to where. I mean, I made a little video on that as well.
I didn't literally have to tape off and create a negative pressure zone in order to keep dust out. And
they did do something like that. They made there was plastic everywhere, and they taped the door. They did something, and it really did. It kept I would say 95% of the dust in the closet.
So did you for your theater? Did you hang all the speakers on the wall, or did you have somebody an AV company do that, or did you?
I think I just got some guys to do it. Like I got my integrator put them on the wall. I rehung them myself after the renovation, I mean, I can do it. I just, I guess I'd prefer not to. I guess
Right.
with stuff
No,
that's on the
understood.
wall, I just don't. I'm fine with doing stuff in the rack and stuff. That's fine. Like connecting stuff, I just don't like. I'm not good at precisely measuring things, and I would rather just get a guy to get it all perfect. You
I
know,
understand.
just
It looks
yeah.
phenomenal. So you did a whomever hung it, and I mean you designed it. You showed them what you wanted. So I
I
mean
drew I drew like I drew it on a piece of paper, like where everything where I wanted everything, and like the wall, at least one of the side walls, and they said just mirror it on the other side, basically,
yeah.
and yeah, it was
No, it's definitely one of my favorite blacked out rooms that I've seen. So I mean it definitely looks, you know, the panels give it a nice dimension, you know, so you're not just looking at flat walls, and it really does bring some character to the room with all the panels and the speakers you have. Now are those bipole speakers, the side surrounds?
they are
Yeah.
they're
So are you
bipolar,
running
not
both
dipolar,
sides of them?
bipolar. Dipolars aren't good for Atmos. That's what I hear, at least. Bipolars are okay.
Right.
Um, so they're good because they diffuse the sound pretty well. I mean, I always, again, I think they look the part, and whether or not you get some what's the word I'm looking for? Not crosstalk, not ghosting,
Phase issues?
phase issues. Yeah, I don't know. It's possible, but
Yeah.
to me, to my ears, it sounds like I have a massive surround speaker on the
No,
walls.
I mean, look, yeah, I mean, there's a ton of companies that make those speakers exactly that way. You know, Martin Logan makes the FX series. You know, Def Tech. There's countless companies that make those speakers. You know, the bipoles. So it's you know, I was in Michael's theater, and he had the FXs on the wall, and they were exactly like that, and
Yeah.
sounds phenomenal. You know, sounds great. You
They
know,
do.
and to your point that you made as soon as we yourself and Eric made about Def Tech, when I went to M Wave last year, the JVC room had Def Tech in it, and it was only like a 5.2 room. There was no Atmos, there was no nothing else, and they had a K-scape hooked up to the projector. Obviously, their main objective was to showcase the projector. But I tell you what, those Def Techs that they had in that room, they sounded great. I mean, they definitely livened up the room. I mean, it was. I was surprised when they turned them on. I was like, "Whoa, this sounds really good for a 5.2 system." You know, so it's
I
that
mean, you don't need Atmos to have awesome surround, man. Like you just that. I
Yeah.
mean, if you set it up right,
Yep.
and you seriously don't need it. I mean, it's a great. I mean, I wouldn't go back. You know, I love
right.
Atmos, really great. But man, if you got a good 5.1, you're in good shape
Yep.
with
Yep.
good speakers and you set
That,
it up
that's
right.
90% of
You
your
can,
movie or
Yep.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. A lot of people.
5.1
All you
still.
need is get a good center. Center's a lot of the movie too. Very important.
Yeah.
Arguably the most important speaker, I would
Yeah.
say.
I was surprised at how well they sounded. You know,
Yeah,
in that.
they're no complaint. I mean, there's still work. I mean, that's the thing about speakers. They're not like there's no HDMI ports. There's no standard changes. They just keep
You
working
just work.
as long
Yep.
as knock on wood, as long as the sub amps in them built into them don't fail, which they have. And I think maybe this generation maybe they use better amps. That's what I'm guessing because they're
Yeah.
really good. I try not to push them too hard too because
Yeah.
the other subs do most of the heavy lifting, and I know SVS will they're always going to have amps if they blow one or whatever.
Yeah.
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 Or they'll give you the new generation. I mean, if you're right on the cusp of you bought an older one on a sellout, a discount, but your warranty is still going and they have a new model, dude, that, that's where I'm, a lot of the stuff I'm more for I'll buy something for the warranty,
Yeah.
versus the quality, or, so that's what a lot of I like about, like, SBS does the YouTube channel and stuff like that.
Mhm.
They're getting into a little bit of the esoteric stuff, with their newer line, but you kind of have to. You can't blame them for that.
No.
Yeah.
That's how you're gonna make the money, right?
I haven't
But
heard any of their speakers, but I've heard really good things.
yeah,
I've heard, obviously I like their subs, but
yeah,
definitely have to check them out one day.
as long as
Yeah.
their
I can't
service stays the same, man, they'll start trampling these other companies.
Mm.
reviewing speakers is hard, man, because they are big and bulky, and what do it's just
Yeah, and when I first got into this hobby, I mean, I've been into it for quite some time, but when I started doing some serious research, to build a theater and stuff like that, used to hear about all the YouTubers talking about clips and everything else. But now, it was a lot of clips this, a lot of clips that, and now, honestly, I don't see very many reviews on clips anymore. I do see reviews on DevTech. I do see reviews on, the Arendales. Those are spread all over the place. But I've said this a lot on this channel that, when I went to M-Wave, I didn't hear the difference in speakers going room to room to room. And this one, I went from JTR to Martin Logan to the Perlissons. I didn't hear a lot of difference in the sound effects. Where I heard the differences in the speakers was in the score, was in the music, the background music and stuff like that. So, and I got a lot of people saying the same exact thing. The focal areas that I listened to there, the high ends were more pronounced with those particular speakers, and the 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 the, the SVS speakers that were there, they had it was like a 5.2, 5.4 setup that they had at M-Wave. I mean, absolutely blew you away. It really, really sounded great.
Yeah.
For the amount of money that they had in that room. I think they said it was like $6,000. They did have height speakers in that room because they were using the prime elevations. So I left those off. I think they had four height speakers in that room, and I
Yep.
think they were using four. What was it? The PB 4000s or 3000s in
I
that
think it was the
room? I
3000s.
can't remember.
I don't think it was the 4. I think it was the 3s.
Yeah, but
Gosh.
I mean, for that room that they had there, I mean, that was just a phenomenal sounding room. I mean, it definitely held its own for the $6,000 or $7,000 that they had in that room, compared to, a per listen room that was easily $30,000-$40,000 in speakers.
Mhm.
So it's yeah, the def text, that what I'm trying to get is the def text definitely do the job, and you got a fantastic room there.
Thank
I
you.
want to switch gears real quick, and there was a topic brought up, and I'm going to piggyback off a Youth Man's channel. There was a topic brought up on his Sunday chat that was a little unnerving to me. Is they had a situation, and I don't know all the details, but basically they had a situation to where a speaker brand
Yeah, I heard about that.
was threatening a lawsuit on a reviewer.
Yeah,
You
something
know,
about the feet. He didn't use the feet or something on it, which I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know how much. It probably wouldn't affect the sound very much, in my opinion. But
yeah. So I just wanted to grab your guys' thought on that. With all of us, Paul, I know that you don't do a lot. You come on here and you definitely talk about products, but set up a review and set up your own videos, not so much. But just want to talk a little bit about that. What are your thoughts on a brand, threatening a lawsuit on, on a reviewer that, is basically they weren't tied to the speaker company in any single way. It was a listener that sent the speaker, or a lot of times the review from the person's channel is they actually purchased the speaker themselves. So, Adrian, I'm going to get your thoughts on that. For someone that actually reviews gear and speakers and stuff like that, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's kind of gives you a pause whether you can actually be authentic on your opinion, even though, I mean, I think the company could have handled it better. They could have said, they could have said, look, we saw your video, we disagree because I don't think you set it up right, but let me send you them again, and this is how you should set them up, and we'd be happy to work with you. It shouldn't be litigation, involved, because he was just giving his opinion, but you could make the argument that whether or not would it affect the sound very much? I doubt it. We're just talking about tiny little holes. I mean, because apparently these speaker feet or whatever, the feet like went deep, like the screws or whatever, they went deep into the speaker, so
All the way into the cavity, yeah.
something like that. And if you left them out, if you don't use them, then they're basically little portholes, which could theoretically could maybe affect the bass extension, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's probably negligible.
Yeah.
But
I'm more concerned about just whether
you could even capture that on a measurement. If you did a measurement, probably wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I'm more concerned with, how do you feel as a reviewer, as, what was somebody that actually just, say it wouldn't have to be about the holes in the speaker or whatever, just someone, threatening a lawsuit on your opinion. You know what I mean?
I mean,
in this case, it's actually a lot more factual.
Do business with them again.
Yeah.
Never. I'd be like, I don't need this. Like, I'll just take the video down. Fine, whatever. You win.
Right.
I don't have the time and money to like deal with that. So
exactly. Yeah.
That's what I would handle it, and just be like, I don't want to know about you, and whenever, good luck.
Yeah, because I think the approach could have easily been reach out to whoever the reviewer is and say, hey, look, I don't like the results that I got. Can we talk about it? And let's take a look and see what we can find versus, using the words litigation and then ended up trying to do a video trying to explain and define what litigation is, like, so it's an interesting PR debacle. That's what I'll call it, man. It could have been handled better. It really could have been handled better. And
they did post a video. The company did post it. I think I didn't watch it. They posted it like a rebuttal. They just weren't a video that said
I think
they were not suing anybody.
Yeah, he's done another one after that. And it's like. And I think there's a part of me that thinks he's also maximizing the press, even though he's giving the impression that he doesn't like it. But we know you never let any press opportunity go to waste. And he's probably hoping that something will come out of it. But that's by the way, right? I could care less about that, But I just think part of the backlash is, I know there's a lot of crazy reviewers on YouTube, but I think a lot of people would agree that Aaron isn't one of those, right? And he actually did not say anything really crazy about in that review, So I think it was more like, he picked on the wrong guy to take that approach with. But from what I hear and read, it's not the first time. So
yeah, especially when you have factual data from a clipple, right? Which the only thing better is an anechoic chamber, right? So when you have actual factual data from the clipple, it's it's kind of weird for him for that particular company to go out and say, hey, we're going to threaten lawsuit or take it down or this or that. Just makes you think as someone that that look, I love the review, love for manufacturers to send me products, and everything that I've done on my channel has all been bought by me, and uh, basically installed by me and set up by me, or whatever, and I'm just giving my opinions. I'm not taking measurements or anything like that. I will take measurements on my subs and decay time and stuff like that on panels that I install and everything else. But you know, to give some kind of factual data on it, but just kind of opens your eyes, for someone that I've watched thousands upon thousands of reviews on YouTube, and for someone to threaten litigation on someone that's providing content on your particular product. It was just pretty
Yeah,
astounding to me.
So check
pretty
out the
bad.
comment. So since putting out the video saying he isn't suing anyone, he
Yeah,
sent
that's what I'm talking
Amir
about.
an email threatening him again. So I can tell you that, hey, never let any press go to waste, right? All press is good press. It just depends on what you're trying to get from it. But I mean, there are situations where companies have sent a different product. You send something out to a reviewer, they review it, you don't like the result. You're like, okay, something might be wrong with that particular one I sent you. Let me send you another one. There were so many options that
Right.
could have been explored before throwing around the word litigation and then coming to us like we're some ignorant folks, that don't understand what the word means. And,
Yeah.
trying to explain what you think it means was, I don't know, man. Higher
Look,
PR
I
person.
usually try to shy away
Get
from
somebody
the
from PR. Yeah.
yeah, I usually try to shy away from the YouTube drama and the inner fightings and everything else like that. But as someone that's on here and we talk about products all the time, I just thought that this was a very topical subject, and it's very sensitive, as far as, what we say, how we portray it. Paul, what's your thoughts on it?
Hey, I know Adrian, you have to go, right? So let's not
Yeah. Sorry,
let's not
guys.
keep
It's
you any
getting
longer.
got
So
an early
On the
morning.
matter. Yeah, all right. Yeah,
so
good.
yeah, so
And I
thank
loved
you,
your
Adrian,
thank you for
theater.
hopping up, man.
Loved
It
your
was good
theater,
talking to you
Adrian.
guys. It was a lot of fun, and hope to
thank
come
you.
back on. Maybe brief. I don't know if I can do like the whole 2 hour for next time,
Yeah,
but
that's
I'll
fine,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
no
Hey,
definitely
problem,
want
man.
to hear about the Kaleidoscape guy.
yeah,
So
you
Yeah.
are you
You
have
got a
you
link,
have the
man.
link. You're
So
welcome to
yeah.
pop in and out whenever you want. So,
All right, guys.
all right.
Good talk,
Thanks
and
so much,
it was a
Adrian.
pleasure
Appreciate
from
you
the
coming on.
theater.
all right,
Later,
thank
brother.
you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Yep.
See ya.
All right, bye.
The only thing that I've taken out of all this that I care about, because I don't even, bad press, good press, I don't want any press in
Yep.
that person. But regardless of my opinions of other channels and reviewers and how they may have changed over the years, I'm glad to see that they are all coming together.
Coming together, yes.
Like, I
That was
applaud
impressive.
all of the channels that stand up against, and the word that best fits it is bully.
Yep.
Fuck any fucking bully.
Yep.
Yep.
Fuck them all. Like, just there's you can't even be nice enough about it. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck him. Fuck anybody that's a bully.
Okay. Yeah. But yes, I think it was great to see that, right? And it was great to see different types and all shades of reviewers, regardless of what you think about them, realize that this is one area that we shouldn't allow, and then speak up on it. So that was really impressive to see. And
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to bring this to the forefront. I know we are kind of winding down the show, but it's definitely something that I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
It's not something that we should accept. If we're taking the time out of our lives and families and whatever else we're taking time away from, to review your product, at least have the common courtesy to reach out to us and say, hey, Tell me a little bit about more how you did this. There's just like you said, like just so many more ways to approach this, right? So many more ways that this
I,
could have
I
been
mean,
handled.
I, I'm the guy that this is to me white privilege, like wealthy white privilege piece of shit is what it is. Because in reality, there are laws that you can sue for defamation, right? But it has to be, somebody saying something that is wrong and grossly wrong. Like it has to basically be like you're saying something to degrade and lie about something. Like it, just paraphrasing here. And in that instance, you have to protect yourself.
Yeah.
You can't, and we have that in place. But for someone that just has all the money in the world, white privilege, to fucking, oh, you said something, that wasn't perfect, I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking sue because I just have the fucking money at my disposal.
Yeah.
That's a fucking bully. Fuck that motherfucker. Fuck him. That is fucking bullshit.
We got Paul. We got
Got Paul
Rosa.
fired up over there.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's not his first time. He's probably gotten away with stuff like this in different scenarios, but I think in this time he just picked on the wrong guy. That
Yeah.
it might have been somebody else, and a lot of people would have been like, you know what? Yeah, screw that reviewer. But I think Aaron was just the wrong guy to pick on because I think
Yeah,
a lot
he's
of
well
people could
liked by
tell.
everybody.
Yeah, and not
A
just
lot
that,
a
he's an
lot of
honest
people.
guy. So it's
You
like,
can't. No matter how religious or whatever you are, you can't argue with science.
yeah, the
Right.
clip will. I mean,
And
it's
There,
and
there,
look,
there's
a
a
lot of people
big
use Aaron's
difference.
reviews. They use Audioholics reviews. They use all those people that actually take measurements. Us reviewers that don't go into the weeds as much as they do. We use them. We tell you, hey, look, go to this site, go to this channel to check out, the review and the measurements that were done by, Audioholics or, you know, um, Joe and Tell or, Aaron's Audio Corner, so, those are all, references that we use. And as you mentioned, Paul, I was happy to see everybody come together for Aaron, and just he like you said, he is well liked amongst the community. So
Yeah, and
I was,
again, back to my previous statement, the problem is, you got enough privilege, you got enough money, you can pay everyone else to get on your back too, and
mm-hmm.
people want to join into the bandwagon to be what they think is on a side that they see money. The reality,
yeah, and
people that jump on that bandwagon don't actually care about the situation or anything. They're just wanting to jump on the bandwagon.
yeah, and I watched the two the two videos he made, and I was like, first things first, hire somebody in PR, ask ChatGPT to write a response, something. Don't come out and try to explain to us what litigation is.
ChatGPT would be like, "I'm sorry, you don't understand physics and
Yeah,
science."
like, dude, like, don't do that. And then when you start talking about, oh, if you have a product and somebody reviews it, they should reach out to you. No, if somebody pays for a product, they don't owe you.
Yeah, they don't owe you
They
anything.
don't owe you anything in terms of how they feel about that product. You can provide your measurements and proof or whatever to say that whatever they think or say is wrong, but they don't have to come to you to say, hey, this is how I feel and I need your approval
Yeah,
to
look,
express how
in
I
my
feel.
in my line of business,
It's
we
crazy.
service about 5,000 customers every single month, and a review goes out to them. Please review us. Right? They're not reaching out to me saying, hey,
Yeah,
I'm
can
about
I
to put a
say
negative
this?
review up.
Yeah,
It just comes. So they're paying for the service. They're paying for your product, right? There's a better way that
Yeah.
you can actually, I have to be a fireman and put fires out on the back end, right? So there's a way for me to reach out to the customer and say, hey, you know, can you tell me how your service went? Can you tell me what transpired so that I can better fix it and coach my people along the way? There's just so many different ways to
I
Look,
mean,
worst
we
case
peel an onion,
scenario,
right?
I would have told Aaron, you know what? I'm going to send you the same exact speakers, and I would have taken one and made sure I fine tuned it and got it to the best shape and sent it to him to review.
Yep,
That could have fixed it, and nobody would even
some
know
of the
about it.
vacuum companies used to do. They would have a super powered high
Yeah,
end
super one
vacuum
and
that's
send it
like
out for review.
$20,000, and it's like that's what they were using for all the salespeople, and then they would sell one that's like a tenth
Yeah,
of
I
that,
mean, we
you
kind of
know.
got as
But
consumers, we kind of got wind of stuff like that, and we actually like to see a review that comes off a production line, right? Of a product that actually comes off the production line rather than having them uh, send you a special design speaker. Yeah, you guys are barbecuing me in the comments. I understand about the theater. I'm getting triple teamed, quadruple teamed over here. Look, I'll send you all the address anytime you want to come pick up a hammer and come over. Come on, come on. I'll instruct you. I'll be the foreman. I'll tell you what to do. So I got the plans right here.
Yeah, but yeah, it was just interesting. I don't think it's over. I'm hoping that it de-escalates,
I mean,
and
that's the one thing I like about
that
hi-fi and the community, regardless of whether or not we have people here that we totally disagree. Other people saying, no, you're wrong about this, blah 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 blah. But it's an argument or a discussion piece, but it brings each other up, or it can bring each other down. But it's a banter back and forth. It's not, it's like, oh, you're wrong about this, or, you're wrong about that, or I'm right about this. And that's all fine and fun. But, you know, once you start affecting someone's livelihood or threatening that's, I mean, dude, that's just uncalled for. And I like the fact that we, as most honorable people anyways, they know and see where to stand. And this right now is drawn a huge line in the sand of who's honorable, who's worthy of even our attention. Because
Yeah, and
anybody
look,
on
the
the
person that brought it up, give all the credit to Michael in the world for even having the courage to bring this up for his channel and defend a fellow reviewer. Definitely appreciate Michael for bringing this topic to the forefront. I know Aaron posted it on social media and stuff like that, but I think Michael was one of the first ones to back him and talk about this. One thing that I do want to clarify before we end the show: next week we said we had Kaleidoscape, but next week we actually got Joe and Tell
oh,
coming on
okay.
the show next week.
that
So
guy.
it's the
Oh man, I
following
can't
week.
I can't
So it's the
stand the man.
following week that we got Kaleidoscape coming
That
on.
guy, man, he gets on my nerves. I can't stand that
So
guy.
Joe's got a special product coming out. I think it's in public beta testing right now, but he's got a product coming out that I'm very interested in. So make sure you guys tune in next week. Joe and Tell on the show. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please reach out to us. hometheaterhublive@gmail.com. Appreciate everybody joining into the show this week. Thank you everyone that joined. Siphonics Audio and Giles McCoy. Thank you for the live stream right from Expona. Definitely appreciate that. And big thank you to Upscaled, Adrian, beautiful theater. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye.